sorry. He always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. See, he plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, "Come on, come."
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big, gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big, gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. We stop at a gas station.
This is bullshit. I want Bush. Pan down. We've got Bush.
Oh, hello, pie.
Nothing to see here, please.
Too easy.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith, episode 114. Almost at hitting that 115 mark. How is everyone doing tonight? Hope you're doing well, and most of all, I'm your host, Fractured Filter, and with me is, as always, my friend, my co-host, my compatriot in all the madness, J Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
As always, we will start with Erectri Acte Kek. We do not surrender, even in death. So pumped to be here.
Absolutely.
Again, what a week. What a week. What a week. Where to start? A lot to talk about. A lot I want to talk about. I always go into Friday night into Saturday thinking that I'm not going to talk about Acolyte at all. Want nothing to do with it. I'm not going to talk about it. And then somehow...
And here you are bringing it up.
I get goaded by you or
me.
Not really Static anymore. He was the one that started all of it. Yeah, I get goaded into talking about it because either you do it unintentional, like reverse psychology. First of all, Fractured is a master. Like everybody thinks when we think of the term reverse psychology, we automatically think of Sheepster. No, this is just a twist and ploy type play. It's really Fractured is the master of reverse psychology. He can just on a dime pivot like Ross from Friends.
It's amazing the credit he gives me, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
no, you just can't.
I appreciate it. I do. It's just,
you can't. Damn. You not wanting to talk about it is like getting me to talk about it. I'm like, I'm not going to talk about it, and then here we are talking about it. You just can't escape it, man. You can't. Like it's like the gif of Love Is in the Air with Sheldon with Lysol, but apparently I don't have anything that will deter the Disney shills.
I mean, hey, they're not coming near us, which is I can sometimes be thankful for, considering how obnoxious they can certainly be. But yeah, whatever we've done, we've kept them off our back. So what can be said for that?
Well, I don't know like what you're doing because they flock to me. And I'm always getting into arguments.
I just haven't been what can I say? I just have not been putting out enough bait, I guess.
This will sum it up. Okay. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Aragorn is in front of the Black Gate and he's leading the charge, right? And he's looking at the I don't know who the guy, it wasn't the Witch King, but he's looking at them and he's assuming that everybody's behind him. He's getting ready to go into battle. I'm Aragorn when I look back at Fractured and he's nowhere to be found. And then I got to go into this battle on my own.
Wow, you think I would? Wow, you think I would just abandon you in a moment like that?
My statement: you're not there when this stuff goes down. I'm there.
Oh, makes it sound like peace out.
No. Can you imagine if we actually like were in the same place at the same time having this conversation? We'd eat it up. I would take their lunch money and I would eat their lunch. It would be a beautiful moment. They would be eviscerated. To sit there and talk to the kid that said that the sequel trilogy is his OG or his OT.
I think I ended up talking to that. Wait, was that recently or is that?
Oh no, this was years ago.
Yeah. I remember talking to that individual.
Yeah. Oh, to just be there together, to just, I mean, whatever your end game is, to make them cry, to destroy them, to drive the lightsaber through their heart like Varandin did. Like Varandin did.
To inform them of something better. I just to be able to.
Well, we have two completely different.
I want them to see the light, the error of their ways.
I don't want them to see the light.
you just want to completely crush and dominate.
Force joke.
I mean, that's absolutely fair. That's I get it. I do. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Very funny. So, yeah, I just what was the the topic of the week for Acolyte was just how.
Oh Lord! I mean, it was God.
We should get to the chat first before because this is going to segue in, like there's multiple things that have just happened with these like last two episodes. This last episode, but it's okay because it's a female director, and if a male did this, it would surely they would treat the male like Trump and be a misogynistic pig and whatnot. But if a woman is doing it, then it's okay because a woman is.
Well, and it's that, and it's also a male that is, well, getting a little on the naked side, as it were. But thankfully, there was nothing shown. Thank God. Although the Disney shows were very disappointed. Mostly the men seem to have been very disappointed. If anybody saw Grizzy's recent video on it, pretty hilarious. Check it out if you haven't. But yeah, this episode. I mean, it's God. It felt very pointless. I mean, I guess there's nothing for the chat right now. We're in the clear. It's all quiet on the home front. So I guess you just want to go into this. Do you want to start talking about Acolyte?
I mean, unless you had some. I mean, it's just
just to get it out of the way, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. It's really just too. I didn't watch the episode, and I don't have any desire to watch the episode. But you don't even have to. I think watch the episode to know like the two major things that I guess happened in the episode, which are completely just stupid. One being, well, let's just get into it because, like I said, did you watch it?
I'm at this point. I'm watching the train wreck to the end.
Literally, Bradley has got you by the man. He's really inspired you.
Well. So we got those three or four episodes in of Static was hoping for some really juicy cringe. We got kind of some of it, but it wasn't. I don't think it was enough.
It was pretty cringy this episode for me.
Well, so that aside, getting that far in and everything, and it's like we got the 4 episodes in. I'm like, well, I'm halfway through. Might as well just watch it till the end at this point. So
I commend you for your dedication
torturing myself
because it is.
Oh, and if you're watching it, you too.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not religiously sitting. I'm just I'm just seeing bits and pieces, that have shown up on the boom tube and Twitter and whatnot. I mean, I have a general idea. Well, no, I can't even say I have a general idea of what's going on. There's just highlights of, and they're not even highlights, but peak stupidity. I would tell you,
right?
That's popped up. But
hey, Dan Blackred, how's it going? Saying, don't you remember seeing Qui-Gon's shaft in Phantom Menace? He did a helicopter spin when he was talking to Watto. See, now that would have been the real mind trick right there. He just had to start, waving it around, thrusting around, and that would certainly have distracted Watto. That might have gotten him to take the Republic credits. Right. The Republic credits will do fine. Look at my wang.
That must have been a Deborah Chow Leslie Headland rendition of his helicopter.
Been, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but I guess I wasn't looking for a hot dog in the wind.
Thank God. Thank God we got none of that shit. Like I said, according to the Disney shows, though, they were really wanting that full frontal nudity.
If this isn't an example, I mean, this is... They hate to be called... I don't know. It's like they hate to be called groomers. What were you talking about?
That was like one of the excellent points that that Grizzy brought up in his videos. Like, these are the same people that will argue that Star Wars is for kids. Anytime we have criticisms and stuff like that, when we're quote unquote taking the lore too seriously or whatever, and it's like, and they'll come back at it. Well, it's just for kids. What are you taking it so seriously for? And now it's like, well, where are you now?
I just don't understand. Like,
now you're asking for full frontal nudity.
I mean, again,
it really just kind of stumps your brain for a moment, doesn't it?
I guess I would need to. I guess I'd have to check with Tim or OG. I don't know. Like there's so many books, but like I just, what was the point of that scene? Like you come out of the water like freaking James Bond in the ocean, looking like a dolphin that just shaved his chest. I don't know. I don't have a lot. OG
hit hand. Let me see if I can find the tweet really quick. Because I mean, it's not like nudity. Or at least suggested
no,
nudity.
It's not nudity, but it's like what's the
Star
point?
Wars. I mean, there's in this instance, it was just to titillate and get the shippers going. That's all that was for.
Right. So I don't know.
So yeah, like OG points out here, okay, soft nudity was in Star Wars, and so was suggestive talk. One scene that comes to mind is Tatooine Ghost. Han is laying naked in bed and Leia joins him. There is a bit of details described. Movies show Anakin and Luke nearly nude. Comics like Legacy 2 has those moments. Sith do seduce, not just mentally. Fate of the Jedi with the Lost Tribe, and Vestara Kai encouraged to seduce Ben Skywalker. And then this is from Legacy.
Yeah.
So, like she
I'm not
says,
arguing that. I'm not arguing.
No. I'm just filling the point that hey, we are aware of what's taking place in Star Wars. This instance, though, is, I mean, again, like I don't know what the hell the point of it all was at this point.
I don't, but it's like, what's the point of like holding? And this is, I mean, everybody like. Everybody's a critic, but why you complain about these falls? Like, I don't understand the lightsaber being held up to the girl's head. I don't understand the stupidity, the utter just stupidity of like now, like Sith is a derogatory term. Like, get the absolute heck out of here.
Oh,
that.
that's. I mean, that's
Like,
separate from this episode,
it
but
is,
yeah.
well, yes, but it's just like, really, this is where we're going at now. This is what we're doing. I just, and then like the whole him coming out of the water, like I just don't get it. Like, it's just a needless, like, I don't know. It's just I don't understand, and I think I'm just mainly just irritated because I don't understand what this show's even about. I mean, you've literally, I mean, and it's the same song, it's the same crap, different clothes. It's the same thing that we've talked about with every single show that these people have come out with. But it's like, it's just continuous lore breaking. You know, I mean, the whole point of the show was to basically vilify the Jedi and make them sing. I mean, I could be wrong, but what I understood that Leslie had, her idea was to vilify the Jedi, to show, to give people reason to believe that they were like,
Right.
I don't even know how to word it, but that was kind of like the general idea of like what her idea was that I understood. To like,
Yeah,
the Jedi aren't as good as they are.
I do have an article on that. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, and I know there's people out there like, you're just looking for reasons to hate this show, and it's like, no, I'm not. Like, I hate it, but I don't need any reason to like. There's no, just look.
You know,
at
least, like, yeah. You know what, Liquid Blake, you're right. If they had committed to the full bush like Stargate, that at least they would have committed instead of half-assing it. No, no pun intended, but it works out. But yes, commit, damn it. If you're going to do something, just fucking do it. As pointless and inappropriate as it is.
So I don't know. It just seems...
No. I just don't know anymore.
Like, where's it going? Like, have they fleshed out any of the Kaya di Mundi thing?
No, they haven't touched that one.
Of course not.
They have not gone near that one since it was first shown.
Why would they?
At this point, it's really just gonna be like,
have they
okay,
explained,
so what it, huh?
Have they explained what the point of these two twins are? No. Have they explained how these lesbian
just that
witches
they're made from the thread?
Have they rectified or fleshed out how these three lesbian witches made twins?
No, they haven't gone near that one yet either.
How they did what Plagueis couldn't? No. Have they even described why they're so important? The importance of these three lesbian witches.
I mean, if they are, the witches, yeah, no real importance on the witches.
No,
I mean, I guess
that's
really
the
just,
thing.
I don't know.
We've done this every single show we've watched. You and I have sat here and we've had to try to figure out what's going to happen next, and we try to put the pieces together. And I'm not trying to sit here and whatever Neotus has said, right? It's like, I want to like Star Wars, I do, but I know that there's nothing. I now know. Let me just say this, and we'll move on. Okay, so when we first started this show, I had an inclination that there was more of an insidious plan behind Disney. Maybe not, right? But now that I know what their plan is, it's just, I don't even know how to say it, man. It's like, I want to love Star Wars because I love Star Wars. And back when we were doing Book of Boba, maybe I think I still thought maybe that they could get stuff right. Yeah, they could get stuff right. I didn't know how evil.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Well, I didn't know, I guess, how evil Disney was, or how evil, or how much they were trying to, what exactly they were trying to push, right?
Yeah.
But now we see what they're doing, and it's like, and we see that they have hijacked Star Wars to push their. And so I don't know, man. It's like, I love Star Wars, but I will not, and I cannot like anything they do, because there's not only is there underlying message, but like, it's just crap.
Yeah, the poor writing, lack of direction for any of this real stuff. I mean, we've gone over all of the problems with all the other shows. This is like, and this is just another one for the freaking another one for the
what's
heat.
the point though? What is like what was the like? We understood what the vision was, but what is the point?
The point to them making these shows, or the
Yeah,
point
like where how's it gonna end? Where's it gonna go? What's the point?
oh, this one, I basically, like, it is, you already just kind of, alluded to it. It's just basically to give the story of the Sith, and to basically deconstruct the Jedi, make them look like,
To justify Order 6, I don't know.
I mean, they're almost trying to, right? Hey, Star Wars Marvel Purist, how's it going, dude? Saying, yo, what's up? Force joke that like button, please do. And if anybody that's coming back watching the replay, please, oh please, smash the like and drop a comment. It does help get us out there.
Yeah.
Help us out. Anyway, fuck the show.
Like after everything's said and done, what is the point of it?
I mean, this is why
she did not explicitly come out and say that she wanted to vilify the Jedi, but you can watch it. I mean, I would assume, and I'm not watching it, but I would assume that this is the point of the show, or to make the Jedi look.
Well, that was absolutely the point from the start. Yeah, was to vilify the Jedi, was to give the perspective of the Sith, yada yada yada. That was
still can't rectify. I still can't rectify I can't get over how stupid these people are. It's either they know that they're putting these details in,
yes,
or they're or they're just oblivious. Like, and it's no different. I've said this before. It's like Joby Harold not knowing that Obi-Wan knew Anakin was Vader. Right? That's it. That is a pretty big detail that nobody should miss. And in this show, like we brought up last week, and probably the week before, and the week before, like I don't understand why is Ki-Adi-Mundi in this episode? Like, why is he in this show? And two, it just why that's a pretty for Maul to, like we said, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but for Maul to say finally, at last we'll have our revenge, at last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. Right? That's a pretty iconic line that anybody who has watched the Phantom Menace could probably remember, right? Because it's the second time we see Maul with Sidious, maybe third, second, I don't know, doesn't matter. But this, I mean, it's the iconic moment where he's with Palpatine, Sidious saying, he's giving him instructions, and he makes that quote, or he says that quote that establishes, and that's just not a subjective comment in the movie. It's very definitive. It's backed up by Ki-Adi-Mundi, who said the Sith had been extinct for a millennia. And then they bring the same guy. Either it's a clone, right, of Ki-Adi-Mundi, or it's actually Ki-Adi-Mundi who says the very thing in the Phantom Menace, but then he contradicts it. But he knew, so it's like that's a pretty big detail.
It's all the like it's been talked about.
Why? But that's the question I posed to you.
It's
why
to retcon and make it more fitting their storyline.
But that's stupid. How can you retcon something that's already happened?
Because the idiots will eat it up and call us that we're taking this all too seriously, even though it's all bullshit.
But you have to convince me pretty hard. You have to have a pretty compelling argument that would justify, in my mind, how you go from the Phantom Menace, where a Ki-Adi-Mundi says the Sith have been extinct for millennia, and then go forward to this show to where, is that the definition of retcon? Jay Hammond, you're getting hung up on just the smallest detail. No, it's not a small detail. This is like dumb. But there's no excuse, and they did it. So, like, my question is, why did they do it? Do they know that are they aware that they're just blatantly breaking this stuff, or are they so stupid that they don't know?
Remember, this is just another campfire tale. as
One,
Filoni
I don't know what
apparently.
that means.
This
I
is
don't
just
know what
another campfire tale where we're gonna get a bunch of They don't have to be consistent from campfire to campfire. That's when it is meant to entice people to go to each of these little stories, so they all get little extra different details, even though none of it makes sense. Because Filoni's a retard. But that's the whole parent. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I can't even really say that with being as shit posty as I'm trying to make it sound. I just can't, not in good faith.
Yeah.
But like Marvel Purist here says, it's not even a Sith story and is hollow and devoid of any meaningful lore. Yeah. And this is their chance to create something of their own lore, their own storyline, or whatever the crap. They're still relying on everything from the prequels. They're relying on any dialogue,
which leads you to believe that they've seen it.
Huh?
Which leads you to believe that they've unequivocally have seen it.
They've received the cliff notes for it, and they're again cherry picking the things that they want to use.
Telling me that in Mandalorian, them using an N1 starfighter, they didn't watch the Phantom Menace. They just happened to get this design from the book. They didn't read the book. Like,
I'm willing to bet that Filoni wanted to put that in there just so that then they could get people to seal clap and go, "Look, it's the new blue starfighter! Oh my god!"
Probably. I don't know.
It's all kinds of goofy, and that's the thing. That's why I haven't put Acolyte really as anything as part of the the like titling or anything like that. Yeah, I kind of put it for the hashtag in the Twitter post, but that's mostly just kind of gain a little extra traction maybe, but like regardless, like I had a feeling we might talk about it, but not really. I mean, there's gonna be some certainly some articles revolving around it, but I'm not using it as like a main feature of what we're talking about on the show.
Oh, I know. I just it just seems that this dominates because it's just so stupid, and it's more so aggravating.
Dominating a lot of things for a lot of people at the moment.
Like, I feel like this is more irritating than Kenobi.
Ooh, it's pretty much there.
It is, because I think, like I'll say it and we'll put it to rest. I feel like this may be subjective, but I feel like this show potentially has the potential, if that makes sense, that's redundant. This has potentially this can do more damage from a lore perspective than Kenobi ever did, because what they did in Kenobi is they focus on attacking the characters.
Right.
So I guess in a sense, this is also an attack on the characters too, but they also are altering events they're altering more than just the characters. To say that, like, to just say that, like, this Sith appeared 100 years before, it was supposed to be a millennia. This is supposed to take place 100 years before Phantom Menace. To say that a Sith just appeared, and they were they used the term Sith. This isn't dark. They didn't say Dark Jedi. They didn't say Brotherhood of Darkness.
Yeah, so this is the thing, is that who I'm calling Ezra Miller Sith, he said you would describe me as a Sith or whatever. It wasn't like that was what he was definitively called necessarily, but he was like, you would call me a Sith. So it's not even like he himself is.
I mean, are we really?
Well, this is why people were headcanoning or theorizing or whatever, that this must be the beginnings of the Knights of Ren or whatever.
Did he not use that? I mean, are we I would just say, like, are we really?
I'm just saying what was in the scene. That was how he got described. How he put forth the whole thing of him being a quote unquote Sith.
But he used the term Sith.
He did. If you're see, this is how like they don't know anything of the canon. It's like he could have also just possibly just referred to himself as a dark Jedi, and that would have sufficed as well. But he said
the term Sith. Right.
He's like, you would refer to me as a Sith. He could have from all evidence, it's just more showing that he's kind of more of a fallen Jedi than anything. Oh yeah, absolutely. Purist, 100%. There is more. He says there's more in just about any chapter of any EU Sith-based book, hell, even comic, than this in this entire series. Yeah, I mean, just get to the point of when Darth Bane is at the Sith Academy training, and you easily get
I just don't see how you
of Sith lore and stuff like that, just from his early training days and stuff.
I don't see how you make an argument that Sith isn't in the. I mean, he used the term Sith.
Right. No, I know. I know. I'm just being clear on the sentence that was used and everything. The context of it was that he, like I said, I'm just saying that he described it himself as such in more of a way of like it was. That's what how the whole Sith being labeled as derogatory. That's how he was trying to use it, basically. Like it's a derogatory term.
Right. I don't know. They use the term Sith, so you can't backpedal it. You use the term Sith, so therefore you knew. I mean, like, what was they are very specific. I mean, they did it. So like, I don't know, man. If you brought it up, therefore you use the term Sith, and now they know. I don't know how. I'm having a dumb brain moment, I guess. I don't know.
Trust me.
Therefore, like you knew. Like now people know. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like if you're not stupid. Like there's a very specific reason why you put the name Sith in there. Why you use the term Sith, and now people know.
Right.
And it changes it because you use the term Sith. Now it changes it. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. In my mind,
that's their whole MO is to change the context of the words, the terminology, and all of that. That's what they're doing through all of this is trying to change all of that. So,
but because they brought up the term Sith, does what I said is what I did? Oh my goodness, I'm having a stroke. Did what I say last week make sense? They basically said he's a Sith. So the Sith revealed themselves before the millennia.
Well, okay. So he has revealed himself to the group of Jedi that he fought. He fought, and he's revealed himself to Master Soul. The thing is that technically in this episode too, Master Soul did not get the word out that who he was up against was a Sith. He just said that his whole team had been killed, but he did not report specifically that it was a Sith that was responsible. And that's how also is going to be, I'm going to guess, their scapegoat of going, oh, see, it's still in canon because we did not specifically have Saul directly say to the Jedi that this was a Sith.
What I told you last week, or my point was, even if that's the case, where's your team? Where's your team? Your team just got killed by. You wouldn't know that your team got killed.
They're going to know the team got killed, but so here's the possibility of what's going to happen here is that it's going to be the blame will be placed on somebody else.
So they're going to save face by saying. Okay.
So I don't remember who brought this up, but this is how they could be playing it out. You remember Rule of Two, the book?
Don't go there. Don't go there.
How it ended? What happened to poor Daravit? What happened to Khalib the healer?
Yeah.
What did Darth Zana do? How were the Jedi deceived when they thought they were going to capture the last Sith?
See, now you're just defending them.
I'm not defending them.
Yes, you are.
I'm laying
You
out a
brought it up.
possibility of what could happen.
You're
Now,
giving them ideas.
well, the thing is whether or not they're potentially like capable of using that sort of an idea. I'm just saying that there's a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
They're not smart enough to do that, though.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And hello, Brandon.
That would be welcome, Brandon. That would be ballsy if they did. That would be an atrocity.
I forgot how it got.
Who brought this up? I want to get.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe Rhino brought it up or somebody else did on another stream, or the situation of Zana and.
I want to know who the limey bastard is that brought this up.
I don't. Like I said, I don't know, or if I don't know if like it just kind of creeped into my brain, like, oh, this could be a way of it happening. I don't know. I know. I remember describing this.
It probably was you because those are your favorite books. It probably was you outside Empire. Shadows of the Empire.
I know the subject. I know the subject of Darth Bane books got brought up when I was watching Alora's Calf Chat a week or so ago. So it could have been from that. She might have brought it up. Like I said, I don't remember, but I know that the idea creeped into my brain. Brandon saying,
I was having a really
for some weird reason, people on Twitter are shipping Osha and Khmer after Acolyte episode 6 as the new Reylo. Pretty much, yeah. And that's apparently what they're building all these shows on now is whole gender identity bullshit and shipping. Got to ship everyone together now, man. You got to ship them all together because they want the Reylo action.
Really good day. I was having a great.
I know until you brought
come on here and you have the audacity to bring up one of like top 5 greatest books of all time within Star Wars, and you're saying that they're gonna take. Oh, I hate you.
Keep telling me to watch Next Generation, will you?
Where's Star Wars Marvel period? Where's
But I mean,
they probably could though. They probably could. Now Filoni's like, I should go read that book. I mean, if they knew anything about Star Wars and lore, then they probably could use that to justify it.
Well, because something is clearly getting set up, so they're making it very obvious that the green bitch that's being played by Leslie Headland's wife, that she is potentially responsible or will be by accident, that she's responsible for like the scarring on Khmer's back. So they're setting that up. Which again is just all for the whole
lightsaber from her lightsaber whip. That's not a lightsaber whip. Because that's not how lightsaber whips are supposed to whip.
Right. So either, there's something I know there's something gonna be revealed. Either she will be made out to be herself a victim, like she didn't mean to, or she's really the actual top.
What do you mean that she's the Jedi? She's a victim. What do you mean she's a victim?
Well, I could see it turning out that way somehow. Like somehow it wasn't her fault that she pushed her student away. But I don't know.
Oh, like it wasn't Ahsoka's fault that she pushed Sabine away?
Right.
I just can't with this show. And I haven't even watched it. That's what's crazy. What do you think? You think they'll take the Bane approach?
I think it's also like you said. That'd be too smart of them to take that route, but At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if they do. It'd be their one little cop out. Because see, we didn't change anything. Keanu Mundi, what he said still holds water. It's still a-okay. So, don't worry about it, guys.
I guess my question to you...
You freaked out for nothing, guys.
I guess my question to you would be, like, are they concerned with justifying the retconning that they're doing?
Oh,
if you hold the cards, why does it matter? If you hold the cards, why would you have to justify what you do? We own the IP. We do whatever we want. And we don't.
They don't have to, but it'd all work into the whole hate marketing and stuff like that. Like they just baited it. Basically, they'd be like, "Ha, we baited you."
Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy.
Brandon Trent asking, did the Acolyte also show male nudity when Kamira took a bath like the game The Witcher? They did not show anything. They only just showed chest up. Thankfully, we did not have to see any Wang. He was completely... Otherwise, I'm guessing it was like this scene and the scene with the shirtless Jedi is part of why they needed a intimacy coordinator. I don't know.
Yeah, what is that about? I read that on Twitter. Somebody posted there's why?
What, the intimacy coordinator thing?
Yeah. What is up with that?
It's forced, like, apparently sex scenes and nudity and stuff like that. So, well, it's because of the whole Me Too stuff. They have to be really careful about making sure they don't have any scandals on set or whatever.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, they apparently knew how to create another worthless job.
It's supposed to be a kids show, and you're out here doing
right.
That's not a good look when you actively like promote the fact that you have an intimacy coordinator on set. Could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
I don't remember if they purposefully promoted it or got out or what. So
that's crazy. That's so.
It's been a while. I think we talked about it, but I don't remember all
not because other movies probably have the same stuff
nowadays. Yeah.
Marketed as a kids show though. So like if it's marketed as a kids show, why do you have an intimacy coordinator on set if it's like a kids show and you're not supposed to be doing that stuff? Or promoting that stuff, I guess. I don't know. Hey man, just another reason you're trying to just find the hate on the show. No.
Oh, I don't need to find reasons. They give it to me. They give me the reasons to hate it.
Yeah. Did you have any other qualms with 7 or what episode was this? 6, 7?
Episode 6, yeah.
And there's 8 more. Or not 8 more. They're doing 8 episodes.
Oh God, don't say that.
Well, there'll be a season 2.
Yeah, there's been apparently some hints that there may or may not be or whatever, but
there will be. You already know. Headland will go down as one of the greatest female directors of all time, next to Deborah Chow.
You're so silly.
Probably more because she has a wife, and that's what Disney wants to promote.
Probably.
You don't think so? You don't think they'll say that she'll get accredited as this phenomenal director? And
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
What do you call it? Freedom fighter. She has the bravery to promote this.
Stand up to all the meanie trolls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are my thoughts on it.
All good, dude. All good. Brandon Trent saying, don't forget about Rian Johnson also ruined Star Wars when he made The Last Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I can't believe I'm about to say this, but The Last Jedi, let me ask you okay, before I say this, let's do this. Do you think The Last Jedi
fighting for freedom?
Do you think The Last Jedi is more tolerable than The Acolyte?
I think it's about as big of a snooze as Andor is.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather watch Jake Skywalker drink titty milk than The Acolyte?
Hey, Steve. Hail fracture. Static is gay. I know. Would I rather watch Last Jedi or Acolyte?
Yeah. I think what I said is like, would you rather watch Jake Skywalker drink
Jake Skywalker? Right. I mean, that's watching
Acolyte.
the list.
And here's a good question. Let's pose this. What did more damage to lore? The sequel trilogy or Acolyte and Kenobi?
Probably Acolyte and Kenobi.
Really good question. Sometimes I surprise myself.
I'd say Acolyte and Kenobi did more damage than just The Last Jedi.
And
I mean, The Last Jedi destroyed Luke Skywalker, but
the argument you make is who's the most.
Kenobi destroyed Obi-Wan Kenobi, destroyed Vader, destroyed Bail Organa.
Who is one of the most important characters within Star Wars, though?
Fair point.
So yeah, I mean, Luke's the patriarch, is he not? I don't know if he's the patriarch, but I don't know. These are the things that keep me up at night.
Does it really?
No.
Liar.
But can you make the argument? Is Luke one of the most important characters? And by destroying him, like, did that set the tone for the rest of the shows that I don't know. Yeah, Bail's important. It doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. Bail's important. Yeah, Vader's obviously important too. But like Luke was the guy, and I think when Ruin Johnson did these sequel trilogies, I think he set the precedent of like, if I can destroy Luke, you can destroy anybody. Was that his intention? I don't know. Maybe he didn't think he was doing it, or maybe he thought he was being a visionary.
But no, his intention was absolutely to have like a split audience to piss off one half, and
for sure. But he's not going to go around telling you that.
No, he did.
Did he? Oh,
he's on camera saying as such.
Oh, all right. I don't know. I think when he destroyed Luke, he was like, "If I can destroy Luke, you can destroy anybody. You can do anything you want because I did it." Type mentality.
Pretty much.
So I don't know. I think what irritates me too is like, the old saying, any publicity is good publicity, and we're sitting here talking about
that's kind of what's going on too. Yeah.
And like they're like, oh, it doesn't matter if you hate it or you love it, like you're talking about it regardless. So like you're getting the word out, and it's like, and that really irritates me because it's like,
and that's why people are taking up the strong stance too. Don't hate watch, but I'm kind of the mind, hate watch it, don't hate watch it, one way or another. They're pushing this shit, and
oh, for sure.
Might as well at least say something, if anything. Maybe it might deter people,
people are like
watching it. I don't know.
They're gonna be like, Fractured and Hitman, you're a hypocrite. You sit here and condemn Babyface for his Starfield watch or Starfield playthrough, but then you're watching this just to hate on it. And it's like, here's the
big
thing.
Difference.
The difference is,
I didn't pay for it.
Well, right. The difference is like we're not paying for this, and two, I'm not going in here with the intention of. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. But here's the thing. It's not like this isn't just a one. Here's the thing. Here's the difference. This isn't a one-off, right? This isn't just a one-off of like, this has consistently been a thing, and because it's been they've been consistent of this, I can watch something and hate it because I know what they're producing. There's no hope. Like there's no hope in anything. I have no hope in watching something that they create with there's no hope there. Like I know it's going to be bad, and because I know their mission statement, which is to totally destroy Star Wars and to use Star Wars to push their woke ideology. That's their mission statement. So it doesn't matter if I want it to be good or not. I know what their end game is. This was a $180 million budget, and this is what we got. Tell me
Yeah.
why, fan trailers and like fan projects are 1,000 times better than anything that Disney does. Why? Well, because they love it. They have a genuine love for it. And Disney, they don't care. They don't. They are using it as a vessel.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I think, when we talked about it, I was like, that's why I'm so glad that we're now, like this show started because of our love of Star Wars, and yeah, we still have our love of Star Wars, but I'm so glad that we're now branching off and watching, stuff
Other
that,
things.
oh yeah, I recently like I grew up watching Walker Texas Ranger. I recently started watching Walker Texas Ranger. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Everybody's like,
Nice.
this is the most cheesiest acting. Like, no, it's not. It's wholesome, and it at the end of the day, it's promoting a good message or a message.
Yeah.
Like,
Generally.
hey man, you're crazy. He's killing everybody and beating up bad people. He's no better than Dirty Harry. Well, don't
Yeah,
be stupid.
badass.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. That's my thoughts on Acolyte and Star Wars, and yeah, it's dead. It is officially dead. I've been holding on the hope that
Disney
maybe
Star
like it
Wars
won't
is
be
dead,
dead.
Jim.
Oh yeah. Well, not true Star Wars, but Disney Star Wars is dead. Raging
yeah.
Rhino had he got it. There was somebody who he was getting an argument with, or he posted something about somebody said there's no difference between Star Wars and Disney Star Wars, and Raging was a tweet, and he basically schooled the lad on it. But that's all I got. We need a palate cleanse because I'm gonna throw up thinking about the dude coming out of water.
Oh boy. Hang on. Brendan Tran said Ryan Johnson also subverted expectations of Rey having no character development, General Hux being an idiot, and Snoke killed off without being revealed as Plagueis or anything or anyone. Yep. Liquid Blake saying, people love TLJ. Chris Gore told me. People on YouTube wouldn't lie to me. The truth filter catches it all. You cheeky fucker. Brandon Tran saying, the Last Jedi is really bad as the Justice League with Joss Whedon. Oof. I haven't watched... Well, I've watched Last Jedi, sadly. I have not watched either version of Justice League. It's way too long for, especially freaking Snyder's version.
Oh, you never watched Snyderverse?
I think we've talked about this before. The only Snyder DC movie I really watched was Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that was it.
He I don't know. I feel like he botched Justice League because he just did not do Dark Side justice, but that's just my opinion on the matter.
That's what I've heard too. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people really loved it, some people didn't. It was a bit of a split bag, apparently.
Yeah. To put it kindly.
Yeah, to put it kindly. Put it bigly.
But I think he still tried in areas that other people didn't.
Look at what Blake says. To speed up the slow motion scenes in the Snyder Cut only goes for 30 minutes. So the whole movie is normally one giant slow-mo? Oh. That explains a lot. I wish I could say I had anything that would be considered a detoxing.
No detox?
It hasn't exactly been positive news out there.
Well, that sucks.
Necessarily, at least that I could. Hang on, I'd have to dig up a couple of things really quick. I didn't think to have something positive. Sorry. Do you happen to have anything that would be
positive?
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay. So,
Not really,
all
but that's
right.
that's life.
So here is something that thankfully I saw thanks to Melee Games. So this was some, like I said, some good. I didn't know that there was such a problem going on with one of my old favorite games, which is Team Fortress 2. And there's apparently been a big bot problem for it, where you just have basically just random just like it is, bots, either unplayable characters or people that are just sending in waves of enemies just to mess with the servers, mess with games, that are hacking the server, hacking the game, basically causing general disruption for anybody legitimately just wanting to play and have fun. So there's been a bit of a campaign. I joined in on one of the Melee Games events when they were doing a community stream of playing Team Fortress 2. And I learned about also there's a website out there that where saying save TF2, fix TF2. And they had a little petition which is now closed. And there's a reason for that, which I'll get to in a moment. Is saying, thank you, everyone. We'd like to extend a massive thanks to everyone who signed the petition. I was one of them. Every sign matters, and we're dedicated to making sure every name reaches Valve. Although the petition is closed now, you can still contribute towards fixing TF2. There will be more info below on how you can help. And so, so basically, before I get into more of this, because this might explain it, but there was a X post. Let's see, when was this? June 27th. So just before we switched over to July. The post saying, hold it. I don't know if you can hear that, but saying, holy fuck, we getting somewhere. And so from this post from Heavy Team Fortress 2, saying Valve are now banning TF2 bot hosters and sending this message directly to them, stating, quote unquote, accounts dedicated to the disruption of TF2 have been deactivated. Valve, please keep doing this. Don't stop. Absolutely. Valve, actually work on your game. Keep supporting this game. It's a fun game. I want to get back into it on a more regular basis, but it makes it difficult with disruptive bots that are just interfering with the game, making it basically almost unplayable unless you maybe have like a full squad of your own and are able to like kind of set up servers and stuff like that on your own. But here's the message. So I guess message from Steam support on June 27th, 10:32 a.m. to sending it to somebody as, hello, our team noticed your accounts were involved in majorly disruptive activity in Team Fortress 2. Accounts dedicated to the disruption of TF2 have been deactivated, and accounts used for other purposes have been locked and banned. We've removed the terms of service violation lock from your primary account only. That account will remain game banned in Team Fortress 2. If your account or any linked accounts are involved in similar disruptive activity going forward, Steam moderators will issue additional restrictions for all of your Steam accounts from Valve. So that right there was a pretty big, like you already saw. There's people already getting all hyped and ready for it. The bot support is starting to get caught. And I know that this is being pushed along. So back to the Save Team Fortress 2 website. Kind of go over more some of this. So updates as of July 3rd. Proceed with caution. As of July 1st, Valve has taken extensive measures to alleviate Team Fortress 2's botting crisis. While we as a community are incredibly grateful for the actions being taken, many of us believe that further evidence is required to warrant a newfound sense of confidence in the game's future. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, take the celebrations absolutely where you can, because every bit of positive news for the gaming industry is good. And when a developer, although albeit at kind of a bit of duress of people who, and myself included, severely downvoted the game on Steam, giving it negative reviews and basically sending it into a negative position for the first time in God knows how long, it actually got their attention. So either between signing the petition and also downvote, negatively reviewing the shit out of their game, did get some attention to give some love and support to an old game of theirs, because it was one of definitely my old favorite games. And when it got a little weird, like especially when they started introducing a lot of the goofy hats, and plus then I kind of fell out of communication with some of the old team members that I used to play alongside with back at my Electronic Arts days. I kind of fell out of the game a little bit, but since replaying it again, it's got a bit of a fire of me wanting to go back to it. And I'd like it as a game that's like kind of a more regular basis sort of thing, where I maybe after work or something like that, I fire up a stream and jump in and play and have some fun. Because I do love this. I loved Team Fortress 2. My favorite class is the engineer. It's what I've had the love of use of turrets for a long time, but damn, did this game really fire that up. Because the engineer is a blast to play as, getting to have your degree levels of turrets set up for it and everything. So continuing this, these efforts require persistent and continuous upkeep. Otherwise, we run the risk of reverting back to a bot-infested status quo. As the summer update draws near, Team Fortress 2 consumers should be heavily encouraged to adjust their spending habits and or review scores based on whether or not these anti-bot measures continue. So for the time being, myself, I am keeping I'm keeping my negative review as a negative review, just as basically, to kind of, I'll just kind of share it really quick. Although I don't think I can zoom in the same way as I probably should have brought it on the website, but even as I said, I want to say nothing but sweet positives. However, with the current state of the game, bots abound and needing other fixes. Valve, please correct this and fix this beloved game. It deserves it for its great gameplay, play styles, and you still allow public servers. Which, what I mean by public servers is like the ability for players themselves to create either like their own private servers or people that can rent out servers to keep the game alive, that they keep the multiplayer alive that way, and not having to rely on the company themselves to provide like the servers to play in. And I think that I wish matchmaking did not get so popularized the way it did, thanks to things like Call of Duty and stuff like that. But it is what it is, and there are still games out there that keep that alive. And Team Fortress is one of them. So I said, make this game worth returning to, and build in with the hashtags to fix TF2 and save TF2, like it is until we are 100% sure. I'll be keeping my review that way, and maybe once it's fixed, I will revert it. But till then, stays Valve. But please give me a reason to remove it. So continuing on with this, if bots remain gone by the summer update, this would be great news. However, we must keep in mind that malicious actors have a heightened incentive to host bots during periods of major player excitement. Before jumping the gun on any in-game or Steam market purchases, we highly recommend waiting on much more additional proof that bot accounts are being met with swift and consistent action. Examples include game bans, community bans, and or account deletion. If bots return before or after the summer update. We recommend withholding all monetary investment from TF2 until the issue has been resolved. Team Fortress 2 deserves to be in a playable state before players resume supporting the product financially. So I guess then the aimbots need to go, and this is one of the problems that has been going on in the game. For the past 5 years, Team Fortress 2 has become nearly unplayable. Game's official servers have been overrun by hordes of cheating aimbots, which aimbot, a program or patch that allows the player to cheat by having the character's weapon aimed automatically, so that they'll just automatically get that kill shot, especially for snipers and the like. Those are especially nasty. While Valve has remained steadfast in their refusal to adequately tackle the problem, although we've seen differently now, but we, again, need more evidence. This lack of developer interference has thrown the game into a state of turmoil with seemingly no end in sight. And the sad thing is, too, is like, if Valve really put in the effort, put in the time to make sure that the game was in a much better playable state, I could see this then being back into the place of maybe being competitive with something like Overwatch. Granted, not as many heroes, but they still have plenty of gameplay styles, game matches to go into, and it's very team dedicated. I mean, if you just get that is the thing with Team Fortress 2, especially, like, you get that right combination of players together, you can just steamroll, just absolutely dominate. And that's kind of the fun of it. You know, like, you have a quote limited selection of player types, but it is they pick these classes intentionally. So yeah, so further on, despite being aware of the bot crisis, Valve has instead directed their focus towards other ventures, leaving TF2 with insufficient support in its grave time of need. From the outside, Valve appears to be more concerned with generating millions in revenue every month via in-game microtransactions rather than maintaining a product that should work as expected. There's no putting it lightly. Team Fortress 2 is in an unacceptable state, and Valve's apathy in dealing with the issue is nothing short of appalling. So I guess even the malicious, as they say, the malicious machines, the aimbots, are programmed to join casual servers en masse, insta-killing and kicking innocent players, intent on ruining their in-game experience. This behavior is where most of the community's resentment stems from. However, many are unaware that the problem goes far beyond simply trolling and cheating. The bot hoster. So yeah, this is kind of news to me. So the bot host, individual who runs a large number of bot players. So a large number. That's interesting. With the intent to harass and disrupt games, usually by equipping the bots with aim hacks, automatically vote kicking players, and spamming racial slurs. Oh no. Excuse me. The bot hosters are malicious actors using their aim bots as a vessel to endlessly attack and harass community members. They abuse the in-game text and voice chats to spread the most vile hate speech imaginable. So that's definitely going to be something that helps get their, further get their point across and get Valve to maybe take notice, while simultaneously advertising their quote-unquote bot immunity services in an attempt to scam the players desperately looking for a solution. They've used these same means to dox people's personal, so dox is to publicly identify or publish private information about an individual. People's personal information and broadcast it to players, broadcast it to the player base against their will. Bot hosters have even gone so far as to commit actual crimes, such as using AI voice modifiers to impersonate and slander non-consenting parties, launching persistent DDoS attacks. I wish I had one of those. That's basically like kind of, I don't know if you're familiar too much, but like I forget what the acronym stands for exactly, but just for how they'll like constantly spam or go after particular websites to get them taken down. and have been even swatted one of their most ardent critics. There should be a zero tolerance policy relating to this kind of conduct, and Valve needs to be held accountable for persistently refusing to acknowledge it. And yes, for brothers in arms, on June 3rd, we're all going to collectively group together to take a stand against Valve's inaction in dealing with the bots. We're going to showcase the absolute magnitude of this issue to the online masses, screenshots, videos, and personal stories surrounding the bots in action, all accompanied by the tag Fix TF2. Alongside this, our petition will give, so unfortunately, like I said already, the petition is currently inactive due to the prior news. We figured, hey, why not just go over all of this? Which will serve to represent the sheer enormity of how many players Valve's inaction has negatively affected. We plan on forwarding each and every signature to them at a later date. We hope to gain the attention as many mainstream gaming news outlets as possible, further shining a spotlight on the issue at hand. TF2 is not dying, it is being intentionally killed. So yeah, it's just kind of more of what we've kind of already gone over, but yeah, I kind of agree. Timeless masterpiece. Team Fortress 2 is a game that has stood the test of time for almost 17 years. Oh, 17 years. Holy shit. Wow. I had no idea it had been that long. It's still beloved by millions as one of the greatest video games of all time. This makes it all the more shameful that Valve has refused to take substantive measures to eliminate this botting problem. It is wholly unacceptable to let such a beloved IP get ravaged by nefarious actors intent on destroying the game, adored by so many. TF2 doesn't need new content updates. It doesn't need new microtransactions. It doesn't need new weapon additions. What TF2 needs is a solution to the bot crisis. Enough is enough. So yeah, as it is, like I said, a lot of us took part in joining getting together for a big stream. I certainly, like I said, I joined the Melee games. I joined them for it when they held their community event. It was a lot of fun. It was fun especially getting back into Team Fortress 2. I forgot how much I did forget how much I loved that game, and getting to play that again with a bunch of people was just a blast. It was a lot of fun. I'm just trying to find it really quick. Weird. I thought I had uploaded that to the Fractured Filter Gaming channel. Doesn't look like I have yet. Weird. I thought I did. Let me see if I can bring it up, though, from the live streams. Like I said, it's so bizarre that I didn't. Usually I already get that sort of stuff uploaded and put up. But yeah, just to kind of share really quick. Like it was, we had a lot of fun doing this. I joined in. I just want to eat a sandwich. I just want to eat a sandwich. There you got Melee Games screaming. We had a good, like I said, we had a good group of people that we had going for it. I just died. Just kind of go ahead. I even brought back my old medic treatments, which was again a lot of fun just being able to do that. If you get me on there, I'm a dedicated healer. I stick onto the heavies like the glue.
You guys make good team, but I need to murder. Okay, good push. Good push, everyone, while I'm dead.
Like I said, there's a lot of different
they got it.
gameplay modes and stuff like that. This is like the push the cart.
No matter what,
there's capture the flag. There's king of the hill.
Perfect.
There we go. We even had a victory. Good. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
All right, I'll hit.
So that was a lot of fun. I want to, like I said, I want to get back into it. Definitely want to kind of have it as a regular sort of game that's easy to. That's just easy. The thing of it is that it's to be an easy game just to really jump into. Not like when I'm doing my Knights of the Old Republic streams and stuff like that. Oh, it's public on this channel, actually, on the Fractured Filter channel. So you can check it out. Oh, I think that's why I kept it, was because of the whole save TF2 and everything. But yeah, if you wanted it to, you could always go back and check that out at some point and see the madness and chaos that went on there. It was a lot of fun. But yeah. So yeah, there's a bit of a guess you could say a palate cleanse, some positivity for a game getting potentially rescued from destruction from a bunch of dickheads. You have any questions on that matter or anything for that?
Well, I just got back, but I just stepped aside.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh
but...
no, you're good. I had to step away. I missed probably like a couple minutes of that, but I saw you reviewing a remastered game. Is that what was happening?
No.
Oh, I missed it. Okay, well I missed it, so that's fine.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll remember that.
Listen, when duty calls, duty calls.
Indeed. Let me get to the chat really quick. Because I've been staring at it. Sorry, Brandon saying, hot take. Zack Snyder really doesn't understand DC. Superman should be portrayed as a nice guy, not an alien that kills everyone like Justice League. Or like Injustice 2. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's sad. But I mean, that is kind of the worry right now, right? For James Gunn's whole DC verse is what the hell is going to actually happen with it. But I don't think, also, Brandon, I don't think that's a hot take. People want Superman to be portrayed as he is, as he's supposed to be, and yeah, not like the Injustice 2 version, because we already have that, right? There's Homelander and other characters that already fit the bill for your evil Superman, and then like it is, the Injustice games. And then Brandon said, don't know if you guys are original Karate Kid movie fans. Have you watched Cobra Kai final season trailer or no? I have not. I was debating whether or not I wanted to go over it here because Hitman, I don't know if you've watched Cobra Kai at all or even seen the Karate Kid movies.
No. Well, I've Karate Kid, yeah. Cobra Kai, no.
I know we've talked about the show a little bit from my perspective.
The only thing I know is that no, I've not seen Cobra Kai. I know that it's a hot take within the comic book industry right now because there's a Ninja Turtle there was a Ninja Turtle versus Cobra Kai comic that was coming out. So I don't know anything about Cobra Kai.
I know
are they like rivals? Is Karate Kid better? Huh? Is Karate Kid better than Cobra Kai? Is Cobra Kai just a knockoff of?
Well, Cobra Kai is the TV series that's continuing off from the 3 movies.
Oh,
basically.
Yeah, they should just let it die. They should just let it alone. That's what
I agree.
Continue.
I have a lot of problems with that show. Yeah. I've seen basically. I have kept up with it. I've followed it. Like there's like good and bad, but like mostly bad.
All bad. There's no good. Let's just be honest.
It hasn't been the best thing in the world.
It's what happens, man.
He's laughing. Dan Blackroyd says, "Start it all again." I am not doing that. I'm not doing that. Hey, Nerdy Neo, how's it going, dude? Saying hail, can't stay, so dropping a like, and we'll catch the replay later. Hopefully the live chat doesn't get lost. Hopefully not. And even so, if anything happens, so even if there's like some malarkey of copyright or whatever, I'll just let it go. And then that way, once you've left your comment and everything, then I might do so. But other than that, I'll just let it stay. So then the chat will not go away for you, sir. Dan Blackroyd said, James Gunn's cosplay universe is already looking cheap and rushed. Yeah, last week we kind of took a look at the Superman suit, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And the Clark Kent look. I know I've seen a picture floating around of Nathan Fillion in the Green Lantern outfit, which does not look good. Otherwise, like I haven't been like keeping such a strong sight on it myself, just because it's just not. I'm kind of myself. I just unless it is a character like Spider-Man or something, I might peek in, but otherwise it's like the cape shit I'm kind of done with. And it's not even like a superhero fatigue. It's just like there needs to be something actually of interest and maybe of honoring source material and stuff like that does come along where it's like, ooh, I'll check that out. And goes on beyond more than just maybe one movie or one season or whatever. And they actually keep that a consistent ideal. Otherwise, I just don't care. I definitely don't. I know I've been hearing a lot of people spurging out over The Boys and what's been going on in that show, which I'm just like, I don't know what you expected considering the source material, but whatever. Brendan Trent says Cobra Kai is really good and honors the Karate Kid, like bringing original characters like Chosen, Kreese, and Sensei Silver. So, like I said, I do have some problems with that series. Part of
the show,
they retcon the first movie. So, at the end of the first movie, Johnny effectively kind of, I don't know, forgives, but definitely relates to Daniel LaRusso that, hey, you ain't, like he says it in the movie, you're not so bad, LaRusso. Which is basically kind of like them in a way, and because he hands him then the trophy for winning the karate tournament. That is effectively like burying the hatchet for them, or at least it should have been. The TV show Cobra Kai retcons that, and in the first episode it rehashes the final fight of the karate tournament, and they even use some scenes that weren't used in the movie. So they use some deleted scenes just to go, hey, look, see, nudge, nudge. And when Johnny Lawrence, who is kind of the main bully, gets kicked in the face, gets defeated, they focus on him. And it completely goes past and erases the whole, like I said, the whole thing of Johnny handing LaRusso the trophy, saying you're not so bad, yada yada, and kind of like I said, they retcon that by then having him as basically a washed up bum. He's basically at the start of the series, he's just kind of this washed up unattached bum. Like he happens to like just somehow have kept himself from being aware of things advancing throughout the years. Like I know some people act as there are the boomers out there and everything, that like legitimate like old people that aren't aware of some technological advances and stuff like that. But even so, like they are generally aware of what's gone on over the past 10, 20 years or whatever, however many decades, whatever. So they try and play on that. And I remember even seeing a comment when the show first dropped that, it was kind of like them using Johnny Lawrence to kind of nudge at people like us that call out the whole participation trophy generations and stuff like that. Like ourselves, like I'm a millennial, and that was basically part of my generation, was or at least certainly the start of it, the participation trophies and stuff like that. So it was this comment that when I remember when it was first, because it started out on as a YouTube show or a YouTube exclusive. Like this was their brand new TV show for a season that they put out, and it was like the episode before it was cut off and you had to get the YouTube premiere or whatever to watch the rest of the episodes. And that's how I first I binged those episodes and took a look at it just to see how I would feel about the show. And that comic, while some of it is kind of bullshit, there is a degree of truth. I can kind of see that being the case, but also I don't think they anticipated like the show maybe getting as grabbing as much attention as it did. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing, but I could definitely see that as being a bit of the case. But yeah, like, because this is also the funny thing, because I thought it was very a very cliched thing, like, oh, the high school, basically the high school jock turns out to, it's kind of like, the used car, he turns into a used car salesman, or just very much, like I said, just a washed up bum. What I thought was really funny is that apparently Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi in the movies, had an idea for a Karate Kid sequel that actually had Johnny Lawrence as a doctor, and was put in a situation on whether or not, like, I think it was meant to be Mr. Miyagi was ill with something, and that he would have to probably make that choice of saving him or not, or letting past grudges, that sort of thing. I mean, I guess both are kind of cliched seeming, but I kind of like that idea a little more, because it didn't just by default do that whole the jock actually went on to be a loser sort of thing, instead of like actually seeing, because I mean that was kind of the thing, like even Johnny Lawrence towards the end of that movie was seeing just maybe how bad the whole full Cobra Kai mentality, or at least John Kreese, his sensei, the way he was going about teaching might not have been the best way to go about things. So, I mean, he was kind of coming to that revelation and everything towards the end, and that's why things turned out the way they did. But they really just kind of ignored all of that and went ahead with what they did for the TV show. So, like I said, I have problems with that show. There's good, there's bad. Like they keep with LaRusso's daughter, they keep having her like progress, then regress between each first season to season. Dumb shit, teenager love triangles that I just don't really care about. And just, I mean, it was like a little thing in the Karate Kid movie itself. It was kind of the whole putting the wedge to make there be conflict at the start of things between Danny Daniel and Johnny, but then like it kind of was then like, oh, it's mainly about the bullying that takes place, and then they get to the whole, oh, now it's got to be karate tournament training montages and all that fun. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, maybe someday might have to do a dive on that. I don't know. Anyway, going on from that, Dan Blackred says it makes Guardian's costume work look amazing in comparison, and they were worst in Marvel for a long time. Yeesh. Hey, Static, how's it going? How did your guys' stream go? Hopefully you guys had fun and no more spastics came in there. Brandon saying Johnny Lawrence is a more fleshed out character in Cobra Kai compared to being a background character in movies. He wasn't that much of a background character, not in the first movie. He was no longer central to the later two Karate Kid movies, mainly because Daniel goes to Japan in Karate Kid Part 2, and then they just find all new villains for Karate Kid Part 3 besides John Kreese. You can't beat the 80s version of Terry Silver, though. The coked up maniac that he was. And I do love that they use that as like he explains like how he was coked up and everything, and he had to like get away from that life when they bring him into the show. I thought that was kind of funny. But he just wasn't the same over the top as he was in the Karate Kid Part 3. I did like what they did with God, what was this? The other karate guy that Terry Silver brought in. Karate's badass. Crap, I forgot. I'm forgetting his name now. I forget. But I thought that was good. That was pretty funny. Hey, forking around, how's it going, dude? And Blackroad says Cobra Kai had one great episode, the very first one, then a slow decline for the first season, and big drop-offs to the follow. Dude, season 2 especially was bad. Season 3, okay. 4, I think it got a little better. But 5, again, a mixed bag. I mean, they're all kind of mixed bags. It's unfortunate. Brandon Trent says, even though Cobra Kai is a sequel, it doesn't force in diversity like other Netflix shows. From a certain point of view. And hey, Meteor Advocate Timon, how's it going, dude? Saying, my head canon for Karate Kid is that Daniel goes back to Okinawa, stays there with the girl from Karate Kid 2. Yeah, but they already said that she chose her career over him, so he had to take a back seat. And that was being what was introduced in the third movie. Was like he was griping about that. Statics said, had one last respectable troll. That was fun. Nice. At least a respectable troll. Brandon Tran saying, on Theory's Cobra channel. Oh, that's right. Star Wars Theory has the Cobra Theory channel. That's right. I forgot about that. He has made a lot of comparisons, like calling Johnny's student from Ecuador, Miguel, his own star killer. What? Huh. Interesting. Okay. What would you like to go into next, sir?
It sounds like it seems like we just live in a culture of just retconning. Like that's the new norm.
Well, it's not even like
let's resurrect.
Yeah, retconning and bringing back old IPs that don't need to be brought back.
I've said this multiple times. I akin this to old WWF. It's like the WWE is so bad about creating content. It's either one, it's a couple of things. One, they're so bad at creating content that they can't do it. And two, we will never see another Attitude Era, right? And so they can't tell any good stories. So they just resurrect these guys that are 70 years old, to come back and continue stories, and it's like it's the same thing. It's like we just retcon for this. It's like we retcon because we can't come up with anything.
Think of anything new?
No, and it's not just exclusive to Star Wars. It's just not. I mean, it's freaking. It's like
we see it everywhere.
It's Cobra Kai. It's like,
well, and again, having deadbeat dads and stuff like that. Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence is a deadbeat dad.
It's like I just leave it alone.
And what I'm hearing from even like it sounds like even the new Beverly Hills Cop, Axel's starting out as a deadbeat dad, or at least a dad that is not having a close relationship with his daughter. So it continues on and on and on.
It's like we live in an era of just like we've got to prove these stereotypes right instead of proving them wrong.
Exactly. And like Liquid Blake says, without nostalgia bait, Cobra Kai falls apart really quick. Yep.
But everything falls apart without it.
Everything there could have been something built there, but goddamn, yeah.
I don't think anything could have been built there because again, you run whenever you have a really solid show or a really solid movie. Like, can you imagine if they did? I don't know. I can't think of the greatest movie in your book of all time and think. I use the example of Top Gun. Top Gun will go down in history as one of the greatest films of all time within like military Navy. Like it's a fantastic movie, right? Yeah, you didn't see Top Gun?
Yeah, huh? I've seen the original Top Gun. Yeah,
the original. Yeah, I said it will go down. I mean, it's a great movie, right? And they came out with a sequel, and
I have not seen the sequel.
Wasn't good. I mean,
I've heard mixed things. Like I've heard it's either really good or meh or
this is about it. What is the greatest movie you've ever seen? One of the greatest movies of all time you've ever seen?
Back to the Future.
Well, that's about it because they did do a sequel, didn't they? How many movies?
They did do a sequel. Those are good sequels. Best trilogy ever.
I don't know how they would do. I don't know. I guess it's like Gladiator. Gladiator is the greatest movie of all time.
Oh God, they're doing a sequel of that.
Can you imagine if they try to do a sequel of the Gladiator?
They are. They're working on it, or it's getting in production, or something. That I know it's being done.
Have you seen Russell Crowe? He can't do that.
Well, I think it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be still Russell Crowe, but. Yeah, they're doing it though.
What I'm trying to make is anytime you do a sequel, you run the risk of just botching it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I just
that's been like the
alone.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Terminator franchise for God's sakes.
Sarah Connor's 90 years old.
They had one good sequel, and then after that, it's been all downhill from there. But then I blame that on James Cameron giving Arnold complete control to continue making more of those. That's James Cameron's fault for that.
I don't get it. It's like just let projects let them die, let them have their rest, and just leave them alone. But it just shows like there's no creativity. And if there is creativity, it's really bad. And shouldn't even be a thing. So I don't know. You see it everywhere though. You see it like in flipping Star Trek and New Trek. Like, why did you bring Picard back? I haven't watched Discovery I haven't watched Picard. I won't watch Picard because you're not like I will not stand for any type of besmirching of the character or no, you're just not going to ruin it. You're not like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, you're not going to, but like, we're going to bring him back. Why? Either Patrick Stewart has an ego or they wanted to bring him back for the sake of bringing him back. Don't know. But I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. It boggles
Well, I
my
believe
mind.
it was. I believe for the whole idea of sequels and stuff like that. I believe it's put best in Spaceballs. He's like, "I'll see you boys in the sequel, Spaceballs 2: The Quest for More Money."
I mean,
That's
you're not
basically
wrong.
how you explain every sequel for every movie out there. It's like it's not necessary. You told your story, but hey, there's money to be made out there, boys. Let's go.
It's just
I mean,
sad, man.
John Wick, for God's sakes, only needed the one fucking movie.
Okay, but the difference between that is like
what?
Keanu. I said the thing about Keanu, like the dude's doing his own stunts, and overall, I feel like they were all good. I didn't watch them, but I've heard nothing but really good things about them. So I don't know. I mean,
I'm not dissing the guy for being able to do his own stunts and everything. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's unnecessary.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is people have said that out of the 17 John Wick movies, they're all good. There's not a bad John Wick movie.
Their third one was bad. The third one was bad. Like the stunt choreography was bad.
Okay. Well,
and it ended up being completely unnecessary.
Well.
Like, I mean, and I'm not like the whole thing he goes through basically ends up becoming a whole moot point, considering he ends up going back on the deal he made after removing a finger, and basically winds up back to where he was because he also trusted the wrong fucking person. It was pointless. It didn't need to be done. Both sequels didn't need. I mean, I haven't seen the fourth movie, and I don't care to. All I care to if I'm going to watch any of the John Wick movies, it'll be just the first one. And say what you will with like the Matrix trilogy, but I mean, I guess they had a story to tell. Yes, but even then, you could just leave it at one.
Those movies are just as long as freaking Lord of the Rings, man.
No, they're not. They're not that long.
Oh, they're long. Like 3 hours. What are you talking about?
They're not.
Yes.
Matrix?
Yes.
They're at least like, maybe hitting that a little over the 2 hour mark. But they're not hitting Lord of the Rings.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Crazy.
Yes, you are.
You are. Absolutely 3.5 hours long.
Whatever. Anyway.
I don't know. It's a reoccurring thing, and it boggles my mind. But you maybe you're right. It's based off money. How much money can we make?
Pretty much. And merchandising. Again, Spaceballs. But, just fucking merchandise the shit out of it.
It's interesting you bring that.
I mean, Mel Brooks was giving out a lot of secrets back then.
Why didn't we have and that's another thing. Why didn't we have a sequel to Blazing Saddles? Can't do it. Not allowed.
Who knows? He's tried making sequels for Spaceballs, for God's sakes. There was like
there
was an animated show back in the day. On a whole fucking places G4.
Blazing Saddles is not allowed.
No, not Blazing Saddles. Spaceballs.
No, I know. I'm just saying you can't do Blazing Saddles because it was what they thought was racist then is an abomination now.
I mean, they could if they had the stones, but they don't.
They don't, and they won't.
They won't.
So,
Brandon Trent said, "Don't know if you follow DC news. Did you read Arkham Asylum show based off 2022 Batman movie was canceled? I saw something about a Batman thing being canceled, but I didn't know what it was. So no.
I've given up on DC and Marvel, so I don't follow them. After the Suicide Squad game, that was the
that really does.
I just have no faith, and I have no faith in
Denzel was in what? And Pedro. Oh, the Gladiator sequel. Yeah. I saw the image of Pedro Pascal floating around.
If he's in it, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah. Brendan Trent saying, why does WB make the worst decisions like making a Kitman spin show or Velma no one asks for? Kitman spin show? I'm not familiar with that first one. The Velma stuff is hilarious, though. They just buried themselves with that shit. Meteor Advocate Timon says, right, Indiana Jones. Wait, Indiana Jones 3? Like, you thought that was an unnecessary sequel or a good sequel? I love Temple of Doom, personally. I think that was great.
You also enjoyed Dial of Destiny.
Fuck off. Dan Blacker said, every IP is just a line in a budget column that needs to be dusted off to squeeze money out of and keep rights retained. It's all just money and control. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's always the funny thing is like they'll suddenly pop up, a new movie or something to retain movie rights. That's like been that's been like kind of Disney's thing, if I remember correctly. Like they'll just like or was that Fox? No, Fox. Like Fox Studios pumped out that Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they
to keep the rights, and they did. I think they'd been doing the same with the X-Men, just to retain rights and everything. Which I think is then the smart thing that like a company like Toho has retained all rights, and they will allow people to create if they deem it allowed or worthy to for like the Western. Although I think they need to take the Godzilla rights out of Legendary's hands now. They've gone too far. They've gone too far.
You don't like the Godzilla?
They had a moment of something good going, and then they shat it out all over the bed.
I thought they did a really decent job with it.
Hush you.
No, I'm being serious. I thought it was good.
Mine every second of a character's life or for a dollar value, right?
Did you not like Monarch? Did you not like Monarch?
Moving on. Meteor Advocate Simone says they remade Spartacus. What would you expect, right? Dan Blackroyd says the Matrix sequels take a cool idea that worked and turned it into something boring that nobody remembers. Yeah. Well, and I don't. Well, I mean, there were some. Was it Reloaded? Had the whole ghost twins and shit. The highway chase, and then the freaking goofy architect guy at the end. The third movie was just a bunch of noise. And then says the new one was so bad it turned into inadvertent comedy about halfway through. I have not watched that fourth Matrix movie at all. I've not gone near it. At best, I'll say there's 3 movies for the Matrix, but I mainly, if I'm rewatching it, I'll just only watch the first. If I do watch all 3, it's with the Riff Tracks commentary making fun of all 3 movies. Oh, Meteor Advocate Timon says, sorry, they remade Ben-Hur. Oh. Dan Blackroyd said the new Hellboy movie is 100% a cheap rights retainer. Oh, no. That one they made like a couple of years ago?
Yeah, it was terrible.
That didn't have, what's his face?
Oh, Ron
Perlman. Yeah.
I can't stand him.
He's a dickhead. Meteor Advocate Timon says Indy 3 is my best. Oh, I see. That's his best movie of all time. Gotcha. Good choice. And Brandon Trent says, have you guys watched Batman Under the Red Hood? It's underrated DC. I recommend worth watching. I haven't watched that one, no. I haven't really gone near too many of the animated movies. I'm mainly just such a stickler, like for the time, it's like Kevin Conroy for me needed to be Batman.
It's the only animated Batman.
Yeah, pretty much. Dan Blacker says no, they made another one already. What? A reboot again of the David Harbour Hellboy. What the freak? Dude, I am out of the, well, yeah, I'm out of the loop. See, this is what Star Wars does to you kids. Disney Star Wars rots your brain. Brandon Trent says, Under the Red Hood greater than The Dark Knight. Oof.
That's
For
fine.
some people, them's fighting words, Brandon.
That's fine. Those are.
I'll have to watch Under the Red Hood someday. Well, let's get to some more gaming news here. I just gotta make a quick notation. Okay, so it's been recently announced that Dragon Quest, one of the games, is getting an HD remake. And this is the problem, people. These remakes, they can run into some problems. So, according to Niche Gamer here, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, confusingly removes gender from protagonist subclasses.
Oh.
Interesting. Oh no, what are we doing here, boys? Oh no. So Square Enix has confirmed more info for their Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, seemingly removing the concept of gender from the long-awaited remake. A new article for the game reintroduced the main protagonist, who in the original Dragon Quest 3 was realistically only a male character, and in its Super Nintendo Entertainment System remake could be male or female. The new Dragon Quest 3 remake, however, lists the two genders as the dreaded Type A and Type B. Oh no. Instead of the biological, if you're going to use biological, say biological sex, not genders. That's how we get into this twisted fucking world. Stop using the gender term and tubiological and sex. Male and female. The new article via Ryoku Tuya 2089 also confirms, despite removing biological sexes from the male and female protagonists, their voice actors are played by a male and a female, Hiyama Nobuyuki and Minaguchi Yuko, respectively. Furthermore, the artwork shown for each version of the hero definitely looks like a biological male or female, according to the source. This compounds the confusion when considering there are some personalities these affected stat growth for the hero that are sex exclusive. The last I refuse to say that word.
Yeah, please. It's just
the last concerning thing mentioned in the article is that the other jobs in the game are also no longer distinguished by gender in name. Ha, fuck, I said it. Further confusing things as each subsequent job had a male and female variant as well. It's worth noting you could select male or female in the original NES version, but sprite was the same. I mean, that's due to sprite limitations at the time. It was the Nintendo Entertainment System. You can only do so much. Player stats and growth remain the same, and you still get referred to as a male. The latter becomes a running gag in the Super Nintendo remake. See, now that's kind of funny. The long-awaited Dragon Quest is launching November 14th across Windows, PC. So I think that's always a curious thing. It really makes you wonder just who is getting in behind this. Oh, damn it. I would have gone to the site they mentioned, but unfortunately, it's all in Japanese here. I can do a possible translation. It'll let it, if it'll happen. It'll just take a moment. There it goes. In hero introduction article, looks A, looks B, looks A hero no matter what you look at. Battle voice, Shino Mount. See, this is where it's going to get kind of butchered here. So let's see the tweet. Oh, no, that just makes me want to tweet it out. Never mind. Well, that's unfortunate because I was hoping for a little bit more information. But this is what I've brought up on other subjects regarding, regarding when these games are being imported to the U.S. especially, you run the risks. And I'm just going to put this up for now, just so we're talking about this. You run the risks of having these complications happening, which is why I've been kind of speaking against the idea of a lot of remakes and stuff like that, unless they prove themselves. But sadly, in this instance, we are getting the muddied waters of the whole gender DEI identity bullshit nonsense being put into the game. But now I could say potentially, maybe this is some misreporting. Maybe it might get changed, especially if enough people make enough noise. Because remember that, and even though that there's been some talk about Square potentially changing some of their ways, not all there, not yet. I would say more than anything, definitely get out, talk about this. Don't want to say harass, but definitely try and communicate your displeasure, dissatisfaction. I don't know what the correct term would be, but definitely just kind of go, hey, what's up with this? Why do this? Not necessary. Especially, that's at least the funny thing with the Japanese. They'll turn things into silly gags and everything like that. But nowadays, they get turned into something entirely different. They will now probably trying to go, oh, look, it's actually trans, or some such nonsense like that. That's why, yes, these like I said, remakes, remasters are very iffy, very dangerous, because they run the potential for change of information. Like it is, different name, type A, type B is being used for body types. We're gonna have to be really cautious, like Melee Games pointed out on their podcast about Aspire's bounty hunter game, in that you have to be careful to make sure are they going to keep Jango Fett naming his ship Slave 1? Is that going to be maintained, or are they going to retcon it, remove that line of dialogue, remove that scene, change, like I said, have it voiced over? It's a risk, I guess, and I know, like, I guess it was being memed more than anything. It wasn't anything actual legitimate, but there was talks floating around Twitter of the Mortal Kombat trilogy game from the PlayStation and Nintendo 64 era being quote unquote remastered. That runs a lot of risks as well. If it were to actually be real, I don't think it was, but people were like floating it around. That runs the risks as well of them going back in and censoring the female, the like kind of female ninjas like Melina, Katana, Jade, Chameleon, the female Chameleon. So you run those risks. You run the risk of things being altered, and it could be since Ed Boon is still there, could come out with some bullshit statement. Oh yeah, no, this is now the kind of like the George Lucas's special editions. Oh, this is the original. This is how I wanted it to look, sort of thing. This is how it should meant to be. It's a big risk. Now, we've had a few winners out there. Yes, Night Dive Studios did great jobs with remastering, like Turok. I can't fully speak on Dark Forces 1. I've heard it's good, but I've also heard that supposedly they've changed some of the art and details in that game. I still need to confirm that. I do not have anything substantial at this moment, but yeah, that's definitely something I'll have to look into again and maybe come back, because I'll always say, look to the modders, look to those people that, and I mean, for even this, like, wait, don't buy the game like on release, and especially since it's coming to Steam, definitely wait for a good Steam sale, and also keep an eye out for what modders are going to do out there, because that's at least the thing, is that, and this is not something we should be relying upon for modders to correct bad behavior from developers. We shouldn't even be having to worry about this. Like, we should just be able to go, oh, cool, they're remaking or remastering a game so it can be played on modern systems, not for a modern audience, but to play on modern systems. Because yes, a lot of games have gone the way of the dodo, because, you know, they aren't updated to play on modern computer systems, modern game consoles. The idea of game preservation is very much alive in people's minds, and the idea of keeping games alive is fantastic. And that's why, especially GOG is a great resource to get old games, because they not only bring back those old games, but they bring them back to be playable on modern systems, Windows 10, 11, etc., etc. And for some of them, they may even go in there to tweak some of the gameplay controls and stuff like that. But the main aspect is to retain the game as is and port it and bring it to be playable on modern systems. And then, I mean, if anything, that would be more of the thing I would more than happily take above all else. Just port the game to the modern systems, make them playable. That's it. And then, yeah, and then like it is for especially the PC gaming side, modders can come in, make new texture updates and stuff like that. Let the passionate fan base, the people that really love the games, do something more than just, you know, insert their political ideologies into the shit and tweak and change the games from the original vision of the original creators and stuff like that. So, bit of sucky news after the bit of positivity from the Team Fortress 2 stuff, but you know,
positive to just
a bit of wah. Hopefully with enough noise to be made, maybe they might change it, hopefully, but sadly not likely. Otherwise, like it is, like all other remakes and remasters that I have brought up on here, don't go near it. Play the original. You may not like the old graphics or anything like that. And you may, oh my God, it looks horrible now. I guess it's just me, because I happily play all the old games still to this day, from Nintendo all the way up to, you know, but I think they just kind of have a style to themselves that is very enjoyable. Well, the good ones. The bad ones there's a reason why they're bad. But keep an eye. Maybe things will change. Maybe not. Well, we will see. Yeah, Meteor Advocate Timon, I agree. Piracy has done more to game preservation than any gaming company. I agree. So, like I said, that was that bit of news.
What a kick in the pants, man. You go from
you know, a little bit. I think it's good to just kind of give that bit of, hey, be wary of what's going on out there, folks, because it isn't always good, and you got to make a good informed decision and not go near that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And like even that whole Team Fortress 2 thing was saying, you know, avoid monetary compensations to these companies. And so, yeah, hold on to your bucks, spend wisely, and so on.
Play old games.
Play old games. I don't want to talk about those bitches. So yeah, kind of. This was a bit of news I did like. So like Brandon Tran points out, did you know Japan made their own canceling Assassin's Creed Shadows petition? As a matter of fact, yes, I did. And as a matter of fact, I have an article that goes into that I've just dug up since I saw you mention it. So yes, Japanese gamers launch petition to cancel Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history. To the Japanese people, you guys are going to need to fight really hard because the pause is coming really heavy. You can thank the retards out there, especially that decided to suck off the whole live action One Piece series, because that in of itself, you could say, oh, but it was so good, it was honoring the source material, blah blah blah. No, we know for a fact it didn't. You had a Troon in there, and you had a race swapped character in there. That in of itself are attack on the culture, on the story. But by gaining acceptance, that also gives things like Netflix, things like the Hollywood system in general, a good foot in the door to further push the degeneracy and everything into Japan, to further the rot into the culture. And gaming is just another side of it. It's all these different things that are used as attack vectors, basically. They're all swarming in, but by allowing these things, by championing, oh my god, it was so good. No. So yeah, Japanese gamers have launched a petition to have Ubisoft cancel their upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. As translated via Google's machine translation, the petition created by Shimizu Toru states, quote, recently lack of historical accuracy and cultural respect has been a serious problem for game developer Ubisoft, which is scheduled to release Assassin's Creed Shadows. This game is based on the samurai of Japan, ignoring the fact that the samurai is the upper class of the samurai class and should be my family or a person who serves you. It adds, in fact, William Adams, Mira Prodor, the first European to receive the title of samurai, was the one who served Tokugawa Ieyasu as the flag book for 205 spelling. The petition then declares, in such history, Ubisoft continues to misunderstand the essence and role of a samurai. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history and can lead to racism in Asia. It then calls on Ubisoft to stop developing the game. Quote, we call on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows and show sincere research and respect for Japanese history and culture. As of writing, the petition has received over 16,000 signatures. Let me go up and I'll see if it's gotten more. Ooh, I'll get to that, and let me just continue with this. The creation of this petition comes in the wake of numerous Japanese gamers torching Ubisoft and the game after associate narrative director Brooke Davies described the game as a fiction. In a video uploaded to IGN Japan in the middle of June, Davies confirmed the game was a fiction. She said, quote, "The story that we're telling is historical fiction. So to take the events of history and what we know of the history, and then I think it kind of like as a palette. Okay. Then the story that we write based on these events and what is known needs to fit within that palette." This is an interesting way of putting this. So we can't bring stuff from outside of this. We're trying to work within this palette, but the story is very much fiction and what the writing team has imagined based on these historical figures and events that we've learned about working with our researchers and historians and consultants. But you're working with I feel like they just kind of contradicted themselves a bit with that last bit, but all right. Because I mean, how do you try and claim you're trying to do like all this research, historical act, like having historians and consultants, and yet you're writing a fiction? I mean, I guess to have details and stuff like that, correct, but like you're also using historical figures that. Anyways.
Do you think that it'll go through?
The petition?
Yeah, they'll stop.
No.
They're not going to stop it.
Sadly, no. Especially probably this like already been four or five so years in development, maybe a little more, and they're going to get ready to launch it, I think, this year. So Ubisoft had previously detailed in a blog post, quote, Ubisoft Quebec went to great lengths consulting source documentation and building a network of expert historians, professors, and cultural consultants to help the team build a world as authentically as possible. From castle construction principles to tea ceremonies to tatami alignment. It added the team made trips to Japan to help them properly grasp the landscape and the culture, and more importantly, connect with Ubisoft's Tokyo and Osaka teams who helped with the creation of the game. Yeah, and I love too how they have like basically like a weird taiko rap beats going on as you start killing Japanese people. That was pretty hilarious. The blog post also made it clear that they were attempting to tell a historical story of Yasuke. It detailed, quote, Yasuke also offers a unique perspective on the period. Players can discover Japan alongside him. Yeah, a big, like 6 foot something who sticks out like a sore thumb. Supposed to be working with an assassin, I guess, or something. Whatever. On the one hand, he serves as a warning for the colonizing threat that the Portuguese present, and on the other, he adapted and thrived. No, he didn't. They shipped him off. Eventually, it didn't last long, and can be viewed as an example of meritocratic structure established under Nobunaga. But further quote, in Assassin's Creed Shadows, his historical story is established and then developed and expanded from that point. The team won't spoil how it's linked to Assassin's Creed lore. Players will have to play the game to find out, it declared. Davies herself then even noted in an Assassin's Creed Shadows video uploaded to the Ubisoft YouTube channel, quote, the historical character of Yasuke presented a really exciting opportunity for the narrative team. We approached it in the same way that so much of the work is done in Assassin's Creed, which is really in terms of research and history first, and then complete exaggerative bullshit. She didn't say that part. That was me. She then admitted, quote, not a lot is known about him. No shit, Sherlock. But what we did know, or we I'm guessing didn't know, is that he arrived in Japan in 1579, right when our game starts, and that he had relationships with some of the most interesting people in our setting, like Oda Nobunaga, the Portuguese, and the Jesuits. which made it very sort of tantalizing and enticing from a narrative perspective to come in and start weaving these facts with story in between. It's like they try and claim they're trying to have historical accuracy when they should just say, yes, we're making up complete bullshit fan fiction. Hey, I don't know when the last time they were legitimately being historically accurate. Japanese players expressed their displeasure to Davies. More recent comments in the comment section of the IGN Japan video. One wrote, "We fabricated a blank space in history." Another one was, "The old lady in the thumbnail used the word historical a lot in an interview with IGN last month and claimed that it was based on historical facts. So it's unreasonable to call it fantasy now," wrote another. Still another posted, "Isn't it discrimination that Japanese people are not included? We?" A fourth wrote, "Ubi is a company that is sensitive to discrimination against black people, but is insensitive to discrimination against Japanese people because discrimination against Japanese people is a daily occurrence." Woof. And then here's some of the comments of the screenshot that was taken. So, I mean, it is using Google Translate. Take that for what it is. But I'm willing to go with it. Those are all pretty accurate. One person wrote, quote, "When I saw the thumbnail, I thought this is another anti-political video, but I was wrong. It is a violation of human rights to promote a real person's unknown vacancy period by labeling him or her as a gay or something other special sexuality." Another question to quote, "Revised statement in a certain media interview when the words 'our samurai' appeared. They are trying to create their own samurai and insert themselves into Japanese history." That's the revisionism that goes on. Yes. Yes. I mean, that. So again, while this is probably using Google, that is very accurate to what is going on. They take these periods of time, they do rewrite them, they rewrite it and then present it as a form of fact. May not be the exact fact, but all it takes is that it's to meme it. How memetics work. They're the repeating of this false information, and that's what they'll do to a point where then at any random time you could think of it as being true. Oh, well, I saw it in this video game, or like a lot of times, oh, I saw it in a movie. Pretty sure the movie was based on a true story. That's the one key thing. Based. This is based on a, fictional, or not a fictional, but a quote unquote historical character. Take that, and then they create their own little narrative for it. See, this is why I'm also very adamant about saying how you cannot trust history books. Because like we all know, history is written by the victors. Those who win get to write the history. And through cultural domination, these people are writing a new history. That's what they're doing here. Writing a new history. So what do you think of Japan? Another quote, "I don't want Ubi to have anything to do with my country ever again," wrote another. Another posted, quote, "Historical current events equal a black man named Yasuke existed, that's all." Others reacted to additional comment from Davies where she shared that Yasuke will train under Nobunaga and that she hoped that people who are interested in history will check out their game. See, that's what I'm saying here. They're trying to rewrite it through the video game. Because there are people that'll take it as fact because Assassin's Creed has a aura surrounding it that, they try to maintain some historical accuracy. Yeah, they've gone off the kilter with some of their games here and there, but they keep their historical stuff in line, right? Yeah. Davies stated, quote, This is the unification period of Japan, the start of it. And we have Oda Nobunaga, who's the first, as you know, of the three great unifiers. So I don't want to give away too much of who players are going to encounter in the game, but I will say there is something very interesting historical figures that you will encounter in the game to really bring to life all the many elements at play at this time, which made it so fun to work with. For the quote, we were really fortunate to have Azuchi Momoyama, period, to have this confluence of so many interesting people, she continued. For those who know their history well, I think that they have a lot to look forward to. Later in the video, after revealing not much is known about Yasuke, she detailed how he will train under Nobunaga as well as other Japanese masters. He'll be the special... we'll see Yasuke training under Nobunaga, learning and honing his techniques from some well-known masters. There's going to be opportunities in-game to keep developing that skill set, so I think there's something to look forward to. Shit. One player reacted by questioning, quote, where did all the historical accuracy that was emphasized in the official video go? Another posted, this video has been reported. It seems that Ubisoft really thinks that that Japanese and even Asians are easy to bully. It doesn't matter. Ubisoft will have its retribution. It's amazing to be able to go this far with the theme of Assassin's Creed X Sengoku Jedi. Posted a fourth wrote, in the midst of all the controversy, I admire the fact that she said with a smile on his face that what do you think, people who know the people know history? This is a game I hope you enjoy. For now, please do your best to fix the tatami. Another posted, quote, I hope people who are familiar with Japanese history look forward to it. Are you serious? Still another wrote, quote, I wonder what people would think if we made a game set in medieval Europe where an Asian man wearing full plate armor wanders around town and kills French people in the name of social reform. Guys, you have the game to make. Do it.
I don't want them to. I don't want them to make Assassin's Creed.
Oh, no. I don't want Assassin's Creed. I want the person coming up with this idea. I want them to make it because I think it'd be hilarious. Just to see what kind of social outrage you may or may not get. Especially if you make if you follow their current DEI ESG formula to make sure to make a medieval Europe, especially like if you're having it in the French territories, make sure it's nice and diverse. So you have that Asian man going around.
Funny with all the. I was watching.
Well, what do you think of the petition? Well. Sorry to cut you off there. What were you saying?
Oh,
dude?
I was going to bring it up really quick. You know, we live in a culture of it's all about gender swapping and race swapping and all this, you know, all this ridiculous stuff. And I was watching the Steve Day show. They only did 3 episodes today, but like they do this segment called Buy, Sell, or Hold. And it's like if it's just a ridiculous idea, they sell it. If it's really good, they'll buy it. And if they're unsure, they'll hold on to it. But this, I absolutely was laughing. And so today, 2 days ago, it was like the only movie Disney won't race swap, Tarzan.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about it, but I was laughing because it's like they won't do it. They won't do it.
They won't.
Suicide.
Although they kind of technically did. Hang on. There was a Tarzan movie made, and I believe it had a different ethnic Tarzan in it, but it wasn't black. I believe he's like, hang on. Trying to remember which one it was.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
This one they did. No, that's not it. Is it? No. I could have sworn there was one that was. Anyway, let me. But no, you're not. That they're not wrong when they say that though, because absolutely, that's the one property they will not.
But
Do
why?
their
Why won't
reswap
they?
with.
Why won't they?
Oh,
They do
I don't
everything
know.
else.
Might have too many implications. I don't know. Just but here is a petition as we speak. Let me even refresh the page really quick. It's at 65,708 signed out of 75K. Getting up there. You Japanese people out there, keep it up. Keep pressing. Keep signing. I mean, there's a part of me that does not think that this will be a whole heck of a lot good, considering people don't often listen to these petitions, but hey, it never hurts to try. And I'd say, any noise you can keep making at Ubisoft, the better. Annoy the shit out of them. Respectfully, of course. But annoy the shit out of them. And I did see somebody on, I don't know if it was X or something, but they're like, I'm not Japanese, but can I sign the petition? I don't think anybody that's non-Japanese should be signing the petition. I think it should only be the Japanese signing this petition. I think that would send a much clearer message for Japanese gamers to be the ones to voice their opinion on this.
Yeah.
I understand the sentiment.
What if you identify with Japanese?
Oh, there's already people that have.
I'm just saying, like, if you identify, I'm not going to touch it.
I mean, I could very well say, yes, I identify as the Japanese ethnicity, but I think, like I said, I would think it would send a bigger message that is nothing.
I just think
Japanese gamers that are voicing their opinion against Ubisoft for this game that they're making.
I think it'd be hilarious because now we're playing by their rules. If they want to identify as, if it's a woman who wants to identify as a man, and why can't we identify as Asian?
I mean, you are absolutely free to do.
Playing in the mud at that point in time, but I'm just saying, like, you want to identify as a tree, well, why can't I identify as?
There are people that identify as trees. There are people that identify as deer. Yeah, but I mean, by all freaking means, I say, you could go for it. I just think for a strong message for sure. But
I know.
I would, if I felt like it was if it were to be really like, if it was to be something actually taken seriously, absolutely. But, I would say then, it'd have to be, I'd say just Japanese gamers signing it. But I mean, at this point, they're not going to, Ubisoft will probably look at it, laugh, and still, they're still going to release their game one way or another. The idiots will still buy it up because of this very, very simple fact.
Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
That's all it's going to be.
Right.
Especially for gamers tied to a long-standing franchise like Assassin's Creed at this point. Sadly, I'm pretty sure I know a couple of people that'll probably be grabbing this game regardless, just because they've played just about every other fucking Assassin's Creed game. But yeah. Yep. But hey, I mean, like it is. I give full. I say, hey guys, keep fighting. Kick out the white dude pigger. Don't let them take over your culture. And also, for anybody out there that wants an actual legitimate Japanese Assassin's game, play the Tenchu series. You can find that out there either on the high seas or legitimately if you still have a PlayStation 2 consoles. I definitely recommend Assassin's Creed Wrath of Heaven. That's probably the best one of the bunch. Play that one for sure. Don't go near this slop at all. Stick to the good. Stick to the good stuff. Stick to the good stuff.
I want them to cancel Assassin's Creed.
I hope they do.
But they won't because it's all about money.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And like I said, at this point, they've been probably developing the game for a good, 4 or 5 years?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 6 or 7. Give or take. They're gonna want to make sure and get their money back out of this one way or another. So,
because it could have been better. Like you could have had a really good game, but you had to, go the route that you're going. And I just, yeah. So I don't know.
Indeed. Okay. What else did I throw in our Discord for?
That was a lot. Let's see.
So now I wanted to talk about the Dragon Quest thing. I don't know about this whole one about Gal blaming the internet for the failures of Madam Web and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? Here we can go over the. Oh shit! I forgot to mark off this one. But yeah, here. Okay. Yeah, here is the Collider article. At least I think I got it. Hopefully, yeah. Where again, the biggest problem for Star Wars, it seems, is the fans. The Star Wars fans continue to be the biggest problem. So, this is a big one. The internet has never made it easier for people to speak their minds. Convenience of digital connection aside, there have always been online trolls and toxic comments ready to pounce on anyone who dares to bear their authentic self in public life. And the newest round of controversies and unfounded criticisms directed at Star Wars projects demonstrates that the beloved sci-fi franchise is no different. For decades, viewers have been relentlessly attacking Star Wars performers. No, we haven't. And creators, with the renewal push against TV shows like The Acolyte, demonstrating the venom with which, man, the way they portray people criticizing this bullshit show is just something else. With which a particular set of audience members scrutinize everyone's favorite galaxy. The vitriol of these persistent voices has subsequently spread throughout the internet, making it feel impossible to say anything positive about Star Wars without turning every discussion into a heated debate. I mean, if you guys would just write some decent shit, we wouldn't be, so frustrated. And if anything, it's not really taken out on the people that are, like the actors, unless the actors do something stupid, like what Amanda Stenberg did with her stupid, weird dance twerk video thing. Or and everybody made fun of freaking Ewan McGregor for him being a retard in Cars with that stupid video that he did. But I mean, mainly a lot of like anything that is pointed for blame, especially, is mostly pointed at, and here they go. The unacceptable abuse that Star Wars prequel era actors like Ahmed Best received from fans. No, incorrect. People like OG Star Wars and Tim from United Spaces Alliance have pointed out all of the evidence that to the contrary, that it was the media outlets that were doing all of that. But they're trying to say fans in the late 90s and early 2000s have been well documented, and since then, negative Star Wars voices have only been amplified by the mainstream spread of social media. Leslie Headland's groundbreaking. What? Wow, they're really trying to put over this show. Series has been relentlessly review bombed online, causing the Acolyte to possess a huge disparity between its positive critical reception and abysmal audience score on aggregate websites like Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, but anybody with a brain doesn't actually trust Rotten Tomatoes. They may use it for I mean, they can use it, fine, but it's retarded, considering Rotten Tomatoes itself is an untrusted source and been known to cook the scores one way or another. And even when you go through some of those scores, they're freaking ridiculous, especially with what's being said versus how it's being rated. Since the majority of these hate-filled criticisms are either overreactions to alleged continuity errors, well, I think errors within Star Wars universe, or backlash aimed at attacking the show's long overdue inclusivity. The bad actors spread them are clearly spinning controversy out of nothing. And this manufactured outrage can be directly traced back to the demographics of the original trilogy. We're trying to play this card now. Do I have to pull up that old video again? All the people, hang on, I'll get that really quick. For the Return of the Jedi from back in the day, from 1983. I mean, they want to say the fan base is only one set of people, but I mean, I don't know. Here we got our goofy looking white boy there. We got all sorts of people in this crowd. All people waiting for Star Wars, wanting to have fun. I mean, it's just funny what they want to try and present here. Go figure, huh?
Just crazy.
The original Star Wars movies were a product of a different time. Given the franchise's current popularity, it's hard to believe there was ever a time when no one on Earth had ever watched one of George Lucas's Star Wars movies. The first film in the original trilogy, originally just titled Star Wars upon its 1977 release, was shown to the public during a decade of classic hits like Spielberg's Jaws in 1975 and Rocky in 1976. This was a time when Hollywood relied almost exclusively on traditional tropes to tell stories exclusively. A lot of exclusives here. Through a Eurocentric white male lens. And yet, crowds of people could go and watch those movies of many different backgrounds. Go figure. Almost like timeless story. It's a story that anybody... Whatever. I could go... Anyways, protagonists were almost always played up as ultra-masculine tough guys. Yes. Why not? Sure. While supporting cast typically consisted of domestic female characters or problematic stereotypes. Stereotypes exist for a reason, because they're usually true. And as films released during this insulated time, insulated what? period. The original Star Wars movies are often construed as possessing a similarly narrow narrative focus. It's the hero's journey, bitches. The tale that anybody could potentially, see, be inspired by, whatever. Despite taking place in a galaxy far, far away from the filmmaking conventions of Earth, Star Wars original trilogy features a mostly white cast, female characters with largely unrealized potential, and shucks, no LGBTQARP storylines depicted on screen. I miss when it was considered there were none in galaxy far, far away. While powerful female leaders like Mon Mothma and Carrie Fisher's iconic Princess Leia are outspoken forces for good in the trilogy, the latter's relationship with the Force and her father is glossed over in favor of her brother. And Leia's infamous bikini scene at Jabba's palace in Star Wars Return of the Jedi feels like fodder for a generation of male fantasies. When you want to generalize shit and you can turn anything into nothing but quote unquote fodder, there was a point to the whole thing. Yes, it was, very, very sexy, but yet the original trilogy's premise still feels magical to watch and provided formative memories for many of Star Wars' older fans, creating such an impact on viewers' minds that many still consider the first three movies the definitive guide to the Star Wars experience. Unfortunately, this mindset's reliance on the original trilogy's outdated aesthetics severely limits the understanding of what Star Wars story can be. How you have fake fans? How you have fake outrage people? They want to call us and stuff the outrage culture and stuff like that. They are more than anything the people creating so much of the outrage, creating so much of the bullshit, and all we're doing is just kind of responding to a lot of it. Modern Star Wars projects have expanded the universe while battling online hate. In the aftermath of the original trilogy's popularity, Star Wars broadened its appeal to accommodate an entirely new generation of fans to the franchise. The prequels, Queen Padme Amidala, made up for the original movie's oversight by showcasing a powerful fictional queen. Slay Queen! Whose bravery and political wisdom competed with the likes of Count Dooku and then Chancellor Palpatine. And the introduction of I'm ignoring that part. Increased efforts at telling diverse Star Wars stories, and when Disney purchased Lucasfilm in 2012, though many of the house's Star Wars releases have been marred by online hate, rightfully so, in my opinion. While Disney did make some decisions that caused legitimate controversy within the Star Wars fandom, such as removing the beloved Legends continuity, well, that was the big fuck up right there. Yeah. From canon. Also, you are admitting it was canon. There we go. They have admitted it was canon. Oh, shit. I didn't have it up. But yes, they are. Fuck me. So, okay. So, yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah. You admit it. Many alleged controversies of this time period unfolded because problematic Star Wars viewers chose outrage over trying to understand change. Because it was unnecessary change to remove the whole Star Wars true continuity, you removed all of the storylines that were in. All the things that they bitched about just moments ago all took place in the expanded universe to some degree or another. But it was not force-fed or certainly forced down your throat like it is with Disney Star Wars, but it was there. They did have characters and stuff like that that fit the bill of what they're talking about. The narrative quality of Disney's sequel trilogy aside, the movie's progressive decision to hire Daisy Ridley as Rey and John Boyega as Finn marked important firsts for the franchise's leads. Oh my God. Yet these casting decisions also resulted in constant online harassment for both actors in the aftermath of their performances, with many detractors trying to drag Star Wars back to a less inclusive past. You are lying sacks of shit. Everybody had, I won't reiterate it. Everybody had already made plenty of comments regarding, especially Finn, and what they wanted to see of his character. Everybody placed the hate on fucking Rian Johnson for what he did with that story, what he did with the storyline and stuff like that. Fuck off, you lying cunts. Flash forward to The Last Jedi's release in 2017, and this online hate reached a fever pitch. Kelly Marie Tran's heartwarming performance as Rose Tico. It was bad, dude. The lines were so fucking cringy, too. Rose Tico drew the ire of racist internet horde, causing Tran to quit Instagram. That was for entirely different reasons. It had nothing to do with Star Wars, as I understand it. I believe between her and I think it was Daisy Ridley as well that left Instagram because they made some dumb shit. They had some bad fucking takes. And yeah. In order to look out for her mental health, Disney admittedly did not handle the backlash well. Not only did the final film in the sequel trilogy, 2019's Rise of Palpatine, greatly reduce Rose's screen time. Well, I'd say you'd blame that on the freaking on either Disney or Jar Jar Abrams, whatever. But the brief lesbian kiss featured in the background at the very end of the movie felt disappointing for audience members who waited so long for a sincere queer storyline. In this instance, it felt like the most vocal opponents of the sequel's central performance had won. These people are freaking bonkers. Future Star Wars should be focused on representation and inclusivity. Thankfully, the most recent installments in the Star Wars universe have built upon the franchise's contemporary legacy by including more representative storylines in an age of digital hate. The lesbian relationship between Bel Thartha and Cinta Kaz in Andor marks an important step forward for the alphabet inclusion in Star Wars, as does the relationship between Osha and May's mothers and Acolyte. That shit was so dumb. Likewise, Kelly Marie Tran's 2018 article in the New York Times demonstrates that performers can reclaim their stories by publicly disavowing those who only have the courage to tear others down in private, providing an inspiring example of how actors can stand up to Star Wars of the most toxic audience members. As the bigoted campaigns against Obi-Wan Kenobi's Moses Ingram. Oh, God. And the Acolyte proved the Star Wars online hate isn't going anytime soon. Anything that was levied at them was, it was fucking deserved. They kept, especially the Acolyte fucking actors, they kept saying god-awfully dumb shit about what was going to be taking place, about, hey, Anakin blew up the Death Star twice.
Right.
And all that cringe shit at the Star Wars Celebration. I mean, they really need to tard wrangle these people. I mean, I thought they learned their lesson after Mark Hamill. I guess not. Or they just need to give their actors that they put out there better scripts to go off of. Therefore, it's up to Star Wars creatives to boldly navigate the turbulent waters of the beloved franchise's fandom. In a recent interview in the New York Times, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy herself acknowledged that women in Star Wars are often subject to audience attacks because of the franchise's vocal male fan base. Yep. You gotta love that. as well as espousing her belief that storytelling needs to be representative of all people. And it's funny how you could make this the claim how, the original Star Wars trilogy was not representative of all people, and yet so many people found their way to this franchise, found it beloved, loved it, you name it, became fans of it. Funny how that works. As well as espousing her belief that, this sentiment echoes the similar views of both Headland and director Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, who is set to helm Star Wars' upcoming Solo Rey film. In an interview with Variety, Chinoy expressed her appreciation for the franchise's passionate fan base, but she also acknowledged it's best for her to, quote, drown out those voices in order to tell her stories. So, what even I will say to that is I do believe, people that want to tell a particular story and everything, yes, absolutely should maintain their vision and stuff like that. Maybe you could listen to some constructive criticisms if you find them are valuable. Otherwise, even I'll kind of paraphrase what was said, but the video game reviewer Yahtzee Croshaw said, fans are whiny, complaining dipshits that aren't always going to know what they want and will still probably so on and so forth. But he kind of has a point. We do kind of whine, bitch, and complain about certain things, but I think there's a grain of truth though that slivers through. And like I say, with constructive criticism, if it's a complaint that is well put together and you got your points laid out, I think you could maybe lend an ear. But otherwise, if you want to make something, fucking make it, but also don't make dumbass statements like that. Just make your shit. Just shut up and make your shit. This delicate balance between creating Star Wars content and maneuvering around its most toxic elements highlights one of the most difficult struggles facing the franchise today. How could it's so funny that how was it that Star Wars was able to maintain popularity for the decades that it did, from 1977 all up until the fateful day that they sold to Disney? How did they maintain that? What, you're saying the white male fan base was the only thing keeping it propped up that whole time? Just that? Come on, what are you telling me here? Are you saying we have that much spending power? Oh, all right. The most vocal viewers of the franchise wield the power of the internet in order to push a bigoted agenda that originates from the prejudices of an earlier time, while mainstream Star Wars content has grown to produce meaningful narratives while being bogged down by hate in the background. But I thought there's more of you guys than there are of us. How are we having so much, having so much quote unquote victories and, weighing you down so much if we're just, kind of a minority in some of this? This is what has also been claimed, But again, it's so funny how we could be a minority and yet have such an effect on everything too. Where did I leave off? Hate in the background. Opinions about Star Wars have grown so loud because both sides are vying for rhetorical victory. But at the end of the day, these controversies are unnecessary. True fans understand that Star Wars universe is a sci-fi wonderland where anything can happen and belongs. That can happen and anyone belongs, and the future looks bright for those who have already opened up their minds to the compassion that all audience members should have learned a long time ago. By the way, The Acolyte is currently streaming on Disney Plus in the US. New episodes air every Tuesday. Hitman, what have you got to say for yourself, you evil white male bigot?
Oh, that's exactly.
How dare you keep the minority voices down in the Disney Star Wars era. How
I
dare
just
you?
listen. I'm just gonna take a play out of that old witch's book and just say I like to make women uncomfortable or men
Me
uncomfortable.
too.
What did
It's
she
rather
say?
fun.
It's like I love
She
to
likes to
make
make
men,
men
yeah, men
uncomfortable. Yes.
uncomfortable. These are the people. This is all I'd say, and it may not even be related to anything in the article. But these are the people that are running the company. Well, not running the company, but these are the
Yeah.
people that are.
No, they are. These are effectively the people that make. Well, okay. No. Well, I mean, the figurehead, Kathleen Kennedy, very much believes this nonsense. But it is then not just her, but then the rest of the staff are all made up of the same mindset, pretty much. If there is anybody that's in there that has the opposite, they're certainly keeping themselves hidden.
Right.
Hopefully, you guys can maybe try and institute some inside change, but I'm not holding my
No, I
breath.
mean, essentially, I mean, these people that hold these ideologies are essentially in some type of capacity helping run this company or helping take this company in this direction. So it's like, and what's so crazy is that I mean, teach his own, and some people think this, I can't even pronounce her name, the girl that wants to make men uncomfortable. There's people who agree with her and there's other people that don't agree with her, but this is the majority of, I just feel like, I don't know, man. It's all bonkers and it's all crazy. And it's just to the point where it's like, are we in the Matrix? The Matrix isn't a thing. If you want to trigger somebody who's a liberal, bring up the Matrix. Like, get out of the Matrix. I learned that I'm a boomer and an old person. I did that yesterday, and I learned what the Matrix was. But it's just critical race theory, and it's double standard. It's like
Right.
like we talked about earlier. If a man did, if George did that, if he did a similar scene, all these people who we just talked about would be coming out with their pitchforks wanting to run him out of town or burn him at the stakes if he had done a scene like that. But because they did it, it's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
And just this whole feminist movement, it's like, oh, it's like, does anybody else see this? Like, again, strong women that's not the issue, right? We've said this before, and we don't have to justify it, but it's like there's plenty of women within Star Wars that are strong, independent women, right? But this whole idea and this movement that, like, well, we've been oppressed by men for X amount of years, and we're like, I just don't get it, man. It's just stupid. It's divisive. It's
I
stupid.
agree. No,
Like,
yeah, very divisive.
you think that's women compliment men and men compliment women. That's the whole point of the beauty of whether it be a marriage or relationship, like whatever it is. But like to just have this idea that like, well, men are just stupid and we're gonna take over because we're the ones that are gonna. It's literally like the episode in Star Trek where all the women are now like the roles are reversed and all the women run the planet and run the. It's just bonkers, man. And and when we talk about this, and I just get angry. I just get angry because it's just so stupid. This woman who, just the comment like, "I like to make men uncomfortable." Well, who hurt you as a child? And like, what is what is the point to make men? Why you had one bad experience with a man, and you just assume that all men are bad? What is the point? It. I get it. People have bad experiences with cops, and then they think all cops are bad. Like I understand it, but it's like it's just stupid. Like, I'm gonna make men uncomfortable. Why? Like, what's your end game and what's the point of it?
Yeah.
You're just sitting there talking out your rear. So again, it's hard to empathize and understand where they're coming from because they hold a worldview that I refute,
Right.
and that they hold their ideologies that I also refute, and I think are asinine and just plain just stupid. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I've kind of was expressing my thoughts on this whole nonsense while I was reading through this schlock. And I mean, I'm in full agreement with you. It's like, goddamn, dude.
So I don't know. At some point in time, like people have to realize that, like I don't. Maybe we won't. Maybe it's just gonna be a girl boss moment for the rest of you know as long as Disney is around. But like, where's we don't hear anything about what Iger says. Like Iger is the CEO, but we don't hear anything. We don't. It's like he's like Biden, dude. He's in a closet in a basement and doesn't say anything and lets Kathleen Kennedy and all the other women
Just hiding
run the show.
out.
Like, so I don't know. Well, it's just it boggles my mind, and it's like let's just play this card here. Let's say I'm not even gonna go there, man. Like it would be different. It has nothing to do with Leslie Headland being a lesbian or anything like that. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. If she was
Oh,
just,
that's just
if she
something
was
to
just
point out.
no, but if she was just a woman, if she was just let's just say she was just a woman and she created a really good show, I could again detest her lifestyle and disagree with her lifestyle. But if she is capable of making a really good show and telling a really good story, then it just comes down to like, okay, you told a good story, right? But she can't, and she's not, and it's
Well, and part of
no
the
different.
part of the problem with it too is that she made it all about her, made it all about her sexuality, made it all about all of the stuff that they're wanting to push through all this. So it's hard to. This is like they do say, and what you're kind of expressing is separate the art from the artist. But when the artist makes it so much about themselves, their narcissism and everything gets in the way. It's like it makes it difficult to even attempt that, because how do you not look at the project and just see nothing but the artist, flagrantly throwing their stuff all up in there.
Right.
So
Like
yeah,
I
it
said,
makes
man,
it a
if she
little
was
tough.
capable of
Otherwise, like, I agree with what you're saying, but they make it difficult to want to be able to even do that.
right. No, like I said, no different than Deborah Chow, man. If she came in and told a good story, it at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or not. It just comes down to whether you can tell a good story. And mind you, I don't just specifically rip on female directors. I also rip on male directors. I've said Joby Harold. I've said Joby Harold is an idiot.
Right.
I've said whether it be Boca Boba, Mando, Acolyte, Ahsoka, every single one of those directors, in my opinion, is an idiot and incapable of telling any
we've made
story.
fun of. I mean, look at who we probably make fun of the most. We make fun of probably Dave Filoni the most.
Right.
But we have the name of for J.J. Abrams, we call him Jar Jar Abrams. Fucking Rian Johnson. I mean, we take nothing but hits at or shots at those directors in particular, more than any of them.
Right. So again, it has nothing to do with sex, has nothing to do with feminism, it has everything to do with your inability to tell a story. I've said that multiple times, and it's just. But you know what's so interesting? It's like these people that they choose. Like again, this person who I can't pronounce. It's like you and I. We sit here and we listen to her, and it just causes. I'm not gonna say like a hate, but it causes a divisiveness. It's like because you want nothing like from our side. Like she's an idiot, right? Plain
Oh,
simple.
100%.
Like you're an idiot. Like you can like whatever you hold, whatever view you want to hold, but like when you literally sit there and you explain what you believe, like it just you're an idiot, right? And I don't want to listen to you, right? So again, these are the people that like are influencing this company, and oh
Absolutely.
man, like
No, it's
I didn't
frustrating.
know I didn't know this was going to be as bad as it was when when it was
We
originally
were first looking at everything.
yeah, so again,
Who would have thought, huh?
director of Book of Boba, terrible. Mando, terrible. I mean, there has not like now I will tell you that there are some that are more tolerable than others. I jokingly tell you that I would go back and I would watch Book of Boba over any other thing that we've watched this far, because at least I can go back and I can enjoy my Power Ranger moment, nostalgia bait, spinneroonie from there. But like, Raging Rhino just posted a tweet on Twitter about Mando getting into the freaking Imperial complex.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah.
Again, this isn't us just ripping on it for the sake of ripping it. That makes no sense. How does somebody who was never an Imperial, like I can't. How did he get in? How did a bounty hunter who was a Mandalorian just so happen to get into an Imperial complex off facial recognition? This is the stupidity that is taking place. Makes no sense. Again, has nothing to do with who, like, male, female. It's,
as Raging Rhino points out, Disney's version of an Imperial security system. Just have any face to continue. Disney Star Wars is a joke and not real Star Wars. Because they have this scene where he's in the Imperial place, and all he has to do, just take off that helmet. Any old helmet, uses any old face, and he gets into the security system. But his son is more important than the creed. Hashtag Grogu, Mandalorian, Din Djarin.
Yeah. So I can't wait for Skeleton Crew, dude.
Oh, fuck. How dare you?
Can't wait for it. Can't be.
Also, you want to watch that now? I was going to say we're not going to, after Acolyte, we're done. But I mean, you want to watch Skeleton Crew now?
I don't think you can. I don't think you surpass Acolyte as far as lore. I mean, I don't want to say it, but no, I will say I don't know how much more damage can you do than what you've already done.
The fucking question.
With Acolyte, no, I'm serious. You've made Plagueis irrelevant. You made Palpatine irrelevant. You've made the Force irrelevant. You've made Luke and Leia irrelevant. You've made Akai Mundi a liar.
Yep.
You've empowered women, but haven't explained why they've been able to do what Plagueis, who, in my opinion, top tier Sith, right? I mean, when we look at the lineage of, I mean, there's many, but like he's definitely one who's credited with. I mean, just reading the book, he's definitely up there, in my opinion. Again, it's opinion, but I think he's definitely in the top. I don't know, 5, 6. Definitely was accredited and is in the conversation with the whole midichlorian research and everything. So how else, like, how do you top that? You now have the 2 new twins that make Luke and Leia irrelevant,
right? Well, I mean, they certainly bring a degree of more, for like more,
or even more important than Luke and Leia, because they're basically, I mean, they're Anakin, but more powerful because they're female.
Or something, yeah.
Or something. So, again, like, I don't know how you top that.
I don't know. I
thought, when we were watching Kenobi, I thought there's no way that there's no way they can possibly top Kenobi. And sure enough, they found a way.
Yep.
Sure. I said, no way. Like, there's no other way that they can damage. I mean, they've destroyed Vader. They've destroyed Anakin. They should have just they rewrote the whole Kenobi novel, on their own terms, and they've destroyed everything. They've propped up the Inquisitors to this high stature, and then we got Ahsoka. All right, yeah. So and Ahsoka was a whole nother thing, right? Because they totally made. What's funny is Dad bod Thrawn had the same bod that Dad bod Fett had.
Yep.
They love their dad.
Yeah, we made fun of both Thrawn and freaking Boba Fett for being slouchy, overweight looking.
So, again,
Lots.
So in Ahsoka, they eviscerate Thrawn. They make him just this
A joke.
Literally a joke. When in reality, he should have been Tarkin. In my opinion, I think we've talked about this. He should have been Tarkin.
Should have been a much greater threat than he was made out to be. That's
and
for
Ahsoka,
sure.
right? So again, like I don't know. I don't even remember what
I don't know either.
the premise of Skeleton Crew is. So I don't know where they would go. Supposed to be some non-binary whatever. And that's
I don't know. I don't care. I just want to get through Acolyte and just be done with it. That's me. That's just me.
There's going to be an Ahsoka season 2. I would assume. Most definitely going to be an Acolyte season 2. Has to be. They're not going to just let it's one thing to I guess just give Deborah her one chance, but Leslie, man, she's going to be the golden post. She's going to be the poster child for the next. I just have a gut feeling that she's going to be one of the saving forces of Star Wars next to Filoni. You don't butter Filoni up and not get a second chance. You don't do that. You don't accredit Filoni to be the savior of Star Wars, which then she in a roundabout way did, and not get rewarded for that. And they can't cancel her, dude. You're gonna cancel a woman who's a lesbian? Like you're not no. Like that's bad publicity. You're not gonna do that.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see just how exactly this season ends, whether it seems definitive or if it's gonna seem like there's more to be told, but I guess we'll see, right? Or at least I'll see. You'll catch clips and stuff like that here or there.
Probably.
But we'll see.
So,
anyway, I've ignored the chat like Raging Rhino. Let me get to the chat, catch up, and we will move on to some Stargate. Does that sound good to you, sir?
Oh, so pumped.
All right. Quick note. Trying to put in timestamps so when people come back to rewatch, that'll be neatly notated. Okay. Right. So we got a little bit ways to go back. Static. I don't know if you're still in the chat saying, hey, at least I only sucked off one piece. Could have been more. I completely forgot you enjoyed One Piece, quite frankly, and I was not pointing at you, sir. You were not one of the people I thought of when it came to that stuff.
I was.
I was thinking. I was thinking more of like the likes of Last I Remembered, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, and people like them were very much on board the One Piece train. Last I remember, so. Yeah, those were more of the people I was thinking of. I was not thinking of you. Like I said, I completely forgot you were sold on the show. Meteor Advocate Timon says, lots of lefty historians are trying to rewrite history, like some Swede Norwegian saying blacks were the original people of Scandinavia. Yes, and of England and stuff like. I mean, they're trying to they're trying to do it all over the place. That the white folk ain't got no culture. We was kings and shit. Brenda Tran saying original Assassin's Creed games like Ezio Trilogy, Unity, and Black Flag are better than new Assassin's Creed. Well, I mean, to me, like for a pirate game too, like, and I don't even look at Black Flag as part of like a historical game or anything like that. I just see it as a fun pirate game. Like if you want a game that's actually a pretty fun pirate game, good ship to ship battle mechanics, and then also the ability to raid the ship, get onto it, and then have basically the whole Assassin's Creed gameplay mechanics and everything for combat. Fantastic. It just unfortunately does get very bogged down when you are doing Assassin's Creed style missions and whatnot. So Dan Blackroyd saying, "Are you telling me Da Vinci wasn't helping the assassins?" Hey, I would much take that over I shouldn't say this. Meteor Advocate Timon saying Unity wasn't good. I don't think I played Unity. I know I just kind of gave up on Assassin's Creed after a point. I just kind of got tired of it. And especially like once they dropped the original main character, killed him off, I just kind of was like, maybe you should just end the series altogether. Probably. If that's where you're going. So that like Assassin's Creed 3, that probably should have been it. Meteor Advocate then says Ubisoft also got the buildings wrong. In Unity? He says Joan of Arc will be trans Asian dude in Assassin's Creed French wench. Dan Blackred said Godzilla gets more than one vote. Yes, he does. Godzilla gets all of the votes. Brandon Tran said, ironically, Ubisoft 6 years ago worked with Square Enix when they did a Assassin's Creed festival where you play as Noctis in City of Lestalem in-game Final Fantasy 15. Huh. Did they? Yeah, Stan Blackroyd said, exclusive! We've got the exclusives up in here, people! Steve saying, I refuse to believe it was a true lesbian relationship with a name like Bartha. Bartha. Huh. Brendan Tran saying, after sequel trilogy, John Boyega publicly stated he won't come back since he called out Disney for using him for color card. He was done dirty. That's right. I forgot about that too. I mean, it's just fun. Like it is. It's funny how they will twist the narrative. They will change it. They will, obfuscate it and make it completely something not true. But people will eat it up. Steve says because it wasn't gay. I think he's referring to when we were talking about the Star Wars stuff when it was originally done. Star Wars Marvel Pure saying, I love exclusives. Oh, that's right, because you kept saying exclusively. Steve said, last time I complimented a woman, I got slapped, apparently. Quote, nice tits is unacceptable. You know what? All you were doing was giving just that, a compliment. They say they want compliments given to them, but then they get all upset when you give one. Like, what the hell? Dan Blackred said, the sacred Iger must be protected. That's right. That's when you were saying about him not being brought up and everything. He said, you can't separate the art from the artist. Fuck Helldivers and PlayStation. The damage has been done. I wasn't even thinking of that, but hell yeah, Steve, I'm with you. 100%, brother. Still haven't touched that game. Brandon Tran said, Robot Chicken skits of Star Wars feel more like Star Wars than Disney Star Wars. Everything feels like more like Star Wars than Disney Star Wars. Static is saying, why is Hitman like this? Skeleton Crew, really?
Bruh.
I mean, is he wrong?
Bruh.
Is he wrong?
That's funny.
Meteor Agate Timon. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see this dude. He says Brazil is playing right now. Bye, y'all. Have a fun game, sir. Enjoy. Brandon Tran saying Skeleton Crew might be like focused on multiple young aliens. Oh boy. Hello, Tim of the United Spacers of Alliance saying howdy. Apolitical guy here. Yeah, yes. Dan Blacker is saying, nice of you to pull up, Tim. Indeed. Shout out. Brandon, asking it. Static something. Yeah, Dan Blackroyd, Gary says. He's never wrong. He recommended The Boys. Yeah, that's where I fundamentally disagree. I don't know about that that I can't speak for the show. Not watching it. I tried reading the comic book, could not get into it. I think I've already probably said this multiple times on this stream, but no, yeah, fuck that. I can't get into it. Couldn't get into it. I think even like I definitely share the thought that of what Greg hates everything, formerly Tuscan Bob said. You know, I want to see superheroes be superheroes. I don't want them marred in this, you know, all the whole evil bullshit. That's why you have villains. That's why you have bad guys. They're meant to be the ones doing the evil, not the people that are supposed to be good guys. Static saying OPLA brought me to watch the anime. Well, I mean, that's good. Like I still say the whole One Piece live action, it acts as a gateway for Hollywood to get into that system. So yeah. Tim saying I've never seen 1 minute of The Boys. Neither have I. Other than like the clips and memes that are kind of thrown around as GIFs on X, but otherwise I haven't watched the show. And again, I've only tried to read the comic book, but I couldn't get into the comic book. I think I might have gotten through like 1 or 2 chapters, but I gave it up pretty quick because I just can't stand that stuff. Like I want the whole, you know, I want a fun world and everything like that. That was just all the typical degenerate, disgusting, you know, nihilistic kind of stuff going on. And I'm just like, no, thank you. Brandon Trent saying Invincible is pretty brutal. Superhero show too. I always forget about that one. And I forget Omni-Man. Yeah. With main character Omni-Man voiced by J.K. Simmons. Again, another comic book I tried reading, but then it's just like, again, evil Superman. I don't want to see that. I want the idea of actual superheroes being superheroes. I want good guys to be good guys, bad guys to be bad guys. Call me simple, but I think it's a formula tried and true that works very well. All right. Shall we do this, sir?
Stargate, as a gatekeeper.
Okay. Just do this really quick. Yeah, it's infected with Seth Rogen. That alone makes me just stay away from the show, too. All right. And 3:12. Stargate Watch. Let's go. So pumped. You're not in the watch party group.
Oh, crap, I'm on there. Stand by. Why did I miss that?
Hello, Static. How you doing, sir?
Get me in here.
Hello.
Okay,
What?
Static, I missed your stream today. I tried to join. I missed it. Do you go? Is it every Saturday you go live?
No, this is just something I've
just randomly been doing. It's like my random drama stream.
Keep doing it because I saw you did it last week too.
If anything weird happens, it might be like a thing.
Yeah.
Like if something weird happens, it might be a thing. Like there was the Dr. Disrespect stuff, and then this week was the Alana Pierce shit. And like, I don't know. If there's just random drama, it might be a thing. Today was different. First time I had fucking I had someone
in there.
Yeah, I had someone call me a sexual crime committer.
Yeah, file.
Yeah, they called me they said I shouldn't be around small children because of my take on Alana Pierce.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing the depths to which people will go with this shit sometimes. My God. I just saw that. I'm like, I know Static, is pretty, free speech oriented and all that, but I'm like,
I'm not gonna have people calling me that.
No, and I didn't want to overstep. That's why I was like, hey, dude, let me know and I'll take care.
I don't like if I just let that happen. I don't know where that goes from there.
No, I agree. I when I was helping also moderate one of Grizzy's streams, somebody was pulling that sort of same shit too, and I gave them the boot because Grizzy laid out like some of the stuff to keep an eye out for, and I knew what I could.
Camera on for this. He had a great diss. Like, I mean, he had a great remark. He said, "My hairline is disabled," and I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I was like, huh.
I was like, "That's pretty good. That's pretty good."
Oh God. The shit that brings certain people, my God.
Long story short, she had a really fucking dramatic filled job resume. It was an application.
It was. I agreed 100%. It was a video for a resume to put out there.
Yep.
And she may or may not have gotten bites. Who knows?
And
out there.
And then as I'm realizing this, as I'm starting the second video and she's listing out her stuff, I'm like, fuck, I'm doing exactly
what was
wanted because that's part of the resume is look at me get attacked.
Well,
that's not really attacking you because we agree on a lot of what she had to say, but they'll just play it up like it's a fucking
playbook 101.
The ones who cry about nuance know nothing about fucking nuance.
Well, that's why I said earlier that she was just doing it for the attention sake of it. And I'm like, oh, wait, it is playing into that once you got to the second video. And it was like, oh, shit. Damn Black read this really quick. Trivia. Hammond has the bush braided in this episode. Oh, my God. All right, here we go. I have it sharing in Discord. I dropped a link for anybody that wants to watch along. Let's go. Let me know if you hear the kitty.
No. Oh, there we go.
Heard it?
Kitty.
Kitty. All right.
Chevron 4 inputted. This is video of the mount sent back from P7J98.
Yeah, this video is much higher quality.
Where there's a garden, there's snakes. Flowers.
Fraction found the 720p version.
All right. Well, and what's funny is that those things do come back later on too in one of the later seasons. He'll get strapped to it and he's basically locked in an endless video game style thing. So it does have some relevancy. Like I said, it does come back.
It was an all right episode, but it was kind of predictable when they were talking, when all of a sudden they were back at base. It's like, oh yeah, this isn't happening.
It was just kind of leading towards getting to the end of the episode. It's like, all right, we got to find our ending real quick now. otherwise, like I said, it eventually has like another payoff much down the line.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's like till like season like 7 or 8, maybe. It's pretty far. And even teal'c's like strapped to the chair and stuff like
Is it
that
just
again.
me, or did the girl that played in Thor's Hammer play this girl, or is it completely different?
Oh, the one of the
the
spectators.
one that welcomes, the one that welcomes them in. You're from Midgard. Well, your brother's in Thor.
Yeah. Good question. I'm gonna try and look that up really quick. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they reuse actors a lot in this show, in this series.
Oh, this next one is where Daniel finds his future wife times 4.
I was gonna say, how many future wives does he have now? Stargate episode 5 Need will be the next one.
Thor's Chariot's really good.
No, Thor's Chariot is good, because then that's when we get more. Oh, this episode, yeah, and he gets the whole sarcophagus poisoning, basically. Yeah, and he kind of goes dark side Daniel.
Yeah.
Definitely another kind of episode, but it'll be in it. But it does. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it starts picking up, I think, in 6.
Yeah, but it's also,
what's that one?
But the kind of the interesting prospect to it is the whole the effects of the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
And just what it has on the mental state, and then like that there's also I think it's like also then like, oh, people can come back from it. It just takes then some time, because then they had to like rehabilitate Daniel and everything after he goes all nutsoid out with the with all of that. So let's see. I'm still trying to check on that actress to see if she.
I think she reminded me. She could be wrong. I could be wrong, but
yeah. Then she's in the Chariot episode. She'd be in the Chariot episode too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Thor's Chariot. No, different gal.
Okay.
But answers that question.
Thought it was somewhere.
But yeah, then the Thor's Chariot's where we get Hera introduced. Another competitor to the whole system lords and stuff like that. Which, like you say, is when definitely for season 2, things start picking up a lot more. Okay. Any other comments and stuff for this episode, or how she wrote? Take that as a yes.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it
was interesting, and then it was getting long, and then I was like, okay,
I'm done.
Now we need to end it.
Yeah. Like I liked it, and then I was like, okay, and then I liked it again. You know,
well, I guess it's like okay, you kind of the whole coming to terms with that you can't change the past and yada yada. But like you said, then it just kind of ran a little bit longer than it needed to. Okay, since I know, Hitman, you need some food soon.
Food
good.
I gotta eat too.
Sounds like a plan. Static, what do you got going, sir?
Well, I'm gonna go join the Saturday Chatterday. I don't know if I'm gonna be working on code, or if I'm gonna play Elden Ring, or if I'm gonna play First Descendant. But we'll be doing that over on Derby's channel. And if I do stream, I'll be streaming on my Kick and Twitch.
Cool.
And then Monday night, Bloodbath. I might do a Rumble exclusive stream tomorrow afternoon, cleaning out Twitter bookmarks and such.
Oh.
I might do that tomorrow afternoon. I haven't decided. But Monday night, Bloodbath on Monday at 7, weekend pregame on Thursday at 5:30 Pacific time. And yeah, that's about it.
Sweet. I'm just dropping. I forgot. I should have had this ready already. Just dropping links really quick. Oh, that's not the right static. That's right. I blast static on Twitch.
I am I blast static.
Yes, you are. There's the Twitch. If you do the live Twitch tonight, I already got the kick in there. And then let me just grab here. Darn it. Grab the YouTube channel. Boom. Are we back for? My brain just blanked. We're doing pregame this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got some shit, man.
All right.
I've technically been. This will be 3 weeks of storing up weird crap because the debate show.
The debate first derailed things, and then it was this 4th of July. So, all right, cool. Links are in there. Go follow Static. Give him that sub. He's climbing. Get him up there. Oh, dang it. I hadn't checked your subscribers in a while. You got 340. Nice, sir. Nice.
Yeah, I'd like to get to that 5. You know, if I made a few videos, I'd probably hit that 5 mark.
Probably.
By the end of the year. But I just don't want to do it.
Well, maybe something will come along that'll really inspire you.
It's the problem is the idea of having to open up DaVinci Resolve. I'm not saying anything against DaVinci Resolve. It's just that kind of work is
tedious.
Whatever.
I understand. Sometimes this is like, oh, here I go. When I'm clipping anything out, it's like, all right, gotta put
my Dr. Disrespect stream got 500 views on it,
dude.
And that's by far the most on any stream I've ever done. Like I've had videos of several thousand, but like for a stream, that was something else. So I'm wondering if maybe I found something here with the drama bullshit.
Oh boy, the old drama farming. I mean, it's definitely it's got its appeal. People do like,
but I'm not gonna do a stream about Mudahar putting on fucking Sonic Shoe necklace or shit like that. It's got to be something. It's got to be something that actually has like a conversation to be had.
Yeah, I saw that image flying about thanks to Medicare. I was like, oh god, why would anybody do such a thing?
Paula Dugan said he'd do it for free.
Oh, for God's sakes. I don't know. There are way too many coincidences surrounding that damn medallion. I would not go fucking near it.
Yep.
Yeah, no. The only thing you'd get out of me is possibly a video of me taking it out to the fire pit and burning it. Otherwise, no. I know this answer, but you know, Hitman, are you gonna ever plan anything with your channel over there?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna probably stream some SUTOR tomorrow. I gotta get that Rancor. You text me. I don't know if it's still going on.
I'll double check and I'll let you know.
Get my
I'll ask Chiefs too if he knows.
Probably get on SUTOR tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah. All right. And then for myself, Tuesday night, I'll be on Star Wars Marvel Purist channel. Him and I, along with Grizzy, will be talking about Knights of the Old Republic. Looking forward to that because you can't go wrong with some Knights of the Old Republic talk. And then, of course, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, I'll be probably Wednesday morning, most likely. I'll be doing yet another Knights of the Old Republic 2 stream. I have a vote going on right now. I thought, why not? I will leave it to the people. And hang on, let me get it really quick. Over on the Fractured Filter community page, we have a vote going on. Sometimes it's fun to include people in on it, give the chance to voice their own opinion. So yeah, as I said, I finally got off of Nar Shaddaa after 5 hours and change, almost 6. Got off of Nar Shaddaa in Knights of the Republic 2 and trying to decide where to go next. And the overwhelming win so far with 9 votes. All right, cool. We got 9 votes going so far. Duxon / Onderon. I may have skewed the vote a little bit by saying, we get Mandalore or / Canderous there. Might have skewed things a little bit, but otherwise, then Dantooine is in second place and Korriban is third. I mean, like it is too. Dantooine and Korriban are kind of light. I was like, maybe this is the kind of after just coming off of Nar Shaddaa, might be nice, but looks like Onderon / Duxon is going to be the next stop.
Let's go.
Cast your votes. Head on over. Do so. Let it be known. There's the link to the community page if you want to cast your vote. And hello, Mr. Shade. Sorry, you're catching the tail end here. But if you want, over here on YouTube, you can go back, watch the replay, drop a comment, help that algo. Otherwise, then of course I will be joining Static for his weekend pregame. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been participating with you guys for a while.
It has been a few weeks now.
It feels weird. The debate just wasn't my thing. I'm like, yeah.
I don't blame you. Although, like, I don't know. It
could have been. I mean,
either, right? Like,
right.
There's stuff that
there is.
You don't have to be political to be able to enjoy a dumb debate stream.
True enough. I just, just the cringe is so fucking real. It's real for that.
It was so bad. I don't want to get into it because
no, I know. I was just merely saying. Otherwise, thank you everybody that showed up. Mr. Shades, there's the last one. Fear FEMA, On Point Salad, United Spacers Alliance, Dan Blackrider, who was practically in from the start. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Brandon Trent as well. Mr. Static that joined us. Thank you as always, sir. Meteor Advocate Tavone, hopefully your game has gone well. Your team won and kicked ass. And Steve joined us as well. Star Wars Marvel Purist. Let's see. Forking Around jumped in. I think I kind of missed him though. Nerdy Neo also came in to say a quick hello. Couldn't stick around, but he does come back. He is one of our replay boys. We've got our own replay guy. Looking forward to it. So pumped. And I do have those notes in there for you, Neo. So hopefully this time, at least most of them, I tried to keep track of everything. We've got it in the description. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful day. Catch you next week for yet another Saturday Night Sith. And of course, the next Stargate episode 5 of season 2. Need no cable, but catch us for everything else. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!